We're live. This is Retro Talk Forum podcast. We back again. We kind of late, but hey, things happen. Internet situations on my end, but it is what it is. I'm your boy Black Ass African. You can catch me here every Sunday, new time because of the All Star game. We want people to kind of watch the All Star game, so we just kind of want to bump it up a little bit. Plus, we got a special guest in the house. You can also catch me on my YouTube page, Black Ass African, and you can also catch me on IG, Black_AZ_African, and I'll pass over to my guy to my right.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Hot Dog 18 back in the building. You can find me on IG, Hot Dog 18. Come through and check us out. We got a special guest on the show, man. It should be a good show today. Should be a real good show today, man. We appreciate you joining us, and I'm gonna pass it down to our special guest. If you want to introduce yourself.
Yes, sir.
Everybody out there, sneaker world. My name is JD. Guy on the streets, especially for the consumers. I do a lot of customer relation work, grassroots work for the Jordan brand. I'm kind of like Seattle, like the 12th man, so to speak. But I'm actually, mainly out there for the consumers and making sure that they get the best customer service when it comes to Jordan brand, and they're not being overcharged for shoes. They're not being sold fake shoes. Stores are, honoring customers and respecting the customer, coming into the store and pretty much just trying to do the things that when I was a consumer, when I used to work for Foot Locker, I was looking at the consumer like myself. So I was a worker, but also I was looking at myself as a consumer as well, and what I really wanted and what I wanted to be and how I wanted to be treated coming into the store, and not just, when you enter a store, they're like, oh, what size you got? Which size you are? When you come in the store, they're like, well, welcome, first, and then, you go into, your pitch or whatever, shoe that's actually on the forefront.
Right.
But, I love what I do. It's very rewarding. It's meet brothers like you on, this wonderful platform.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
And I met a lot of wonderful people out there, on release dates, but also I was actually inspired to make an IG account because I'm like a person. I don't really like. I'm old school. I like face-to-face contact. I don't like the social media stuff, and I like to go out there and talk to people face-to-face, man. Like,
but sometimes for the for people like me, it's kind of hard for us to kind of see face-to-face because we're in different states. I think that's one good thing about social media. But I do get what you're saying, bro.
Right.
I do get what you're saying.
Where you guys at, by the way?
I stay in Alabama.
Oh, okay.
I'm deep south.
I'm right here in the Panhandle, Pensacola, Florida.
Oh, okay. I'm actually a lot of people from Orlando, Florida, and Tampa. They want me to come out there to see them. So hopefully, I can get out there and do some stuff. Because they are opening up the new trophy room. Is going to be in Orlando in a different location.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I heard it was downtown Orlando.
Yeah. They pushed it out down there a little, but hopefully it'll be a good, experience and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, we're going to go ahead and get into the first part of the show. That way we can go ahead and just strictly devote all our time to you, mister. All right. All right, Hop. What you got in hip-hop history today?
We're going to go back a couple of days. As far as for, let's start on... we'll go with the 13th. Start with the 13th and work our way up. Fugees released their album, The Score. I don't know if a lot of you guys remember that. Yeah, Fugees, yeah. I love that album right there.
Yeah, man. I wish they came back together, man. I was like, you don't really see groups like that, very soulful, that intertwine with hip hop and fashion. And back in the late 90s, those guys, man, like Wyclef and Lauren and Pras, man, it was special, man. It was real special.
Yeah. But that album came out February 13th, 1996.
Wow.
And then on the same day, actually, Tupac released his album "All Eyes on Me."
All Eyes on Me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another classic.
That's another one. Yeah.
Right.
That's one of them CDs, man. You just one CD, each CD you could just pop it in and just let it play.
Yeah.
You know how sometimes you just I don't want to listen to this song, listen to the next song. No, All Eyes on Me, you listen to the whole thing, man.
Yeah. Both
ride to it.
Both discs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Both of them.
And then on Valentine's Day, 1972, J. Rue the Damager, he was born. So happy birthday to J. Rue. Belated happy birthday. On the 15th, 1999, Big L passed away.
Yeah, that hit me hard, man. I met Big L when I was in Harlem, and he was in, I forgot the store he was in, and everybody was like, "That's Big L, that's Big L," and I was like, "Who's that?" You know, and then I had to ask around. I was like, "Yeah, this guy can rap, man." So when I heard he passed away, man, I was just so confused because I'm like, you know, somebody of that caliber, you know, should still be here.
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly.
He just did so much, you know, in so little time. You know, it was just, you know, it was just so confusing to me, man. But you know, I appreciate the little work he left.
Yeah. Did he even come out with an album?
Yeah. I think it was I'm not.
I think he did come out with an album.
Yeah, I don't think it was complete the way they wanted it, but I think they just put it out, you know, so people can enjoy the music. Yeah.
Right.
And then as far as for today, we got two birthdays. We got Ice-T. He was born February 16th, 1958. So happy birthday to Ice-T. And Lupe Fiasco was born also February 16th, 1982. So happy birthday.
I was gonna say that's Chi-Town, dude. I know.
Yeah. I think a lot of people sleep on Lupe, man. He's a dope.
Oh yeah, dope. And I'm gonna hit you with something. Lupe was he was one of the first people that actually was skateboarding in real life. Like he was wearing SBs and stuff like that way back. I remember seeing him years ago.
I seen him doing it way before Wayne tried to make it popular. You know what I'm saying? No diss to him, but he was doing it first.
Yeah, he was doing it way before then.
I got something to say about Ice-T, man. How you gonna be a gangster? Then you turn around and play a cop in almost every show you on and every movie you in.
Yes.
Well, actually, he wasn't a gangster at first, because if you remember Ice-T, he was on the Breaking movies as a DJ with the crazy outfit on. Outfit on. He had like I remember him scratching with his shirt off with some kind of leather outfit type thing, and he wasn't doing it.
Looking like who the hell, Grandmaster Flash?
Something like that. You know what I mean?
Now.
Yeah, if you remember him on Breaking, I remember when I think they was at that one place where they were doing that battle. Ozone and them, they was battling. I forgot the other crew, Turbo and Ozone. I forgot the other crew they was battling.
Electric crew or something like that.
Yeah, but he was the DJ. You know what I mean?
I know you're talking about.
He was the DJ. So. And I got one more thing. Tupac released his second studio album, Strictly for My, February 16th, 1993.
Yeah,
it is, man.
Yeah.
I actually got a wall in my house. I got a wall that a guy did for me, a little painting with Tupac, and I have like all his CDs. And I was able to meet Tupac in Manhattan. And he was real cool, man. He was a real down-to-earth brother. The only person I was really wanting to meet was Michael Jackson.
Oh, okay.
And I was able to do that. But also, I just really want to say, sleep in peace to Kobe Bryant, and it still hit me hard. I still trying to make sense of it.
Yeah,
I met Kobe. He was at this Nike function. He was with Gigi, and I had said a little joke to him. I said, how's it feel to be Michael Jordan's twin? Because, you know, all his moves is pretty much same as Michael Jordan, like everything to the T. And he started laughing, but he was a real cool, down to earth brother. I didn't know he was doing so much,
right?
Outside of basketball, a lot of people don't know about. And
I don't think a lot of people knew that either. You know what I mean? I think it's sorry, not to cut you off, but I was watching somebody, some broadcaster. He kind of put it in perspective that I think a lot of us misunderstood Kobe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As far as like, you know, his attitude.
Right.
Of course, he had the killer instinct, but I didn't know he was involved with as much as he was involved with.
Yeah.
Until later on.
I read up all that stuff, and I'm you know, asking people that I know that work within, you know, Nike, and he was like, yeah, he was involved in a lot of stuff, and he was actually giving back a lot.
Right.
And I want to touch on that also later on, about a lot of people saying that Michael Jordan don't give back, and you know, there's a lot of things, you know, that was said in years and still is that he never gave back to Black people, which is totally false.
I think the one thing that trips me out is people still saying that he invests in prisons.
Yeah.
That was a white man one.
Yeah. I'll still get a chuckle out of that. And you know, sometimes I don't like to you know, flood my mind with negativity. But that one had me laughing for a long time. And a lot of times, you know, we used to have this discussion, brother Calvin, he had a Jordan head store in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. And we would have people come in there, and people was like, you know, we like your store, but we don't like Michael Jordan because he built prisons. So I'm looking at him like, do you have proof that he, you know, do you have an article somewhere? You know, because I know personally that he did not do that. You know, if anybody loved Black people, it's Michael Jordan, because 80% of the staff, or probably even 90% of people that work within the Jordan brand, is Black. So
see, that's the thing. You know, you really can't go off of what somebody puts on social media.
Yeah.
It's almost like the gift and the curse when you put news on social media. So I can put something up today, you know, blase got shot. Everybody gonna start investigating and be like, oh, they're gonna pass the word.
Right.
But then they're gonna see that it was a hoax. You know, stuff like that, man. You know,
exactly.
It's no room for that. You don't need all that. So,
and I always say myself, I said, you know, and I used to tell like some of the people I meet, like when, you know, during release dates, you know, people used to say F Jordan and F Michael Jordan. And I always try to teach people, you don't really have to come out here to buy shoes. You come out here to buy shoes because that's your love for whatever it is that you like about Michael Jordan.
Right.
You got to understand, you got to put things in perspective. If you don't need, you got to separate your needs and wants. If you don't need the shoe, you don't need it. You don't have to get it.
You don't got to get it.
Exactly. And if you do get it, then learn how to invest in Nike. So that way, if you are putting in any money, you get in shoes, you're getting money back from Nike.
Fact.
And when I say Nike, meaning the stock market.
Stock market, so, exactly.
You know, I try to teach a lot of these young people that, because they don't really understand. You know, they get so much into the hype, and they don't really understand. They start, you know, blurting out craziness, and I done heard it all. I have a whole bunch of tape of people saying a whole bunch of wild stuff.
Right.
But, you know, the best thing about it is I know people that's, you know, that knows Michael Jordan personally, and they know what type of person he is. He cares for his people. He does a lot, you know. And I was always told by my dad, like, you know, the Bible says, let not your left hand know what your right hand is doing. So whatever you do to give back, you don't have to tell the whole world that you give.
Exactly.
It's not sincere. You know, if you're helping others, then, you know, well, whoever you keep giving the gift to, then let that person tell. But you don't.
You don't have to brag or gloat about it.
Yeah. And Michael Jordan is real reserved in what he does. So he don't have to go out and prove nothing to anybody. He just does it, you know, and that's what I do, and that's what I try to install in my children. And just go out and do it. If you see a homeless person, you don't have to think about giving. You just do it.
Just do it. Yeah, exactly. That's all you have.
That's it for hip hop, man. Let's What
I
you
miss
got
hip hop,
for,
man. I miss the old school.
Man,
man,
you know,
we
we talk
gotta
about that every week, man. We
Yeah,
talk about that
man.
every week. It's
I
like I can.
listen. I'm a jazz guy, so just to not piggyback off it, but I don't know if you guys are familiar with jazz, but Sarah Vaughan is actually my third cousin,
Okay, then.
jazz singer, and I grew up around jazz
Right.
my life, and you know when Jordan Brand signed Mike Phillips, who's actually a part of the Jordan Brand, is a saxophone singer. Man, as soon as that album came out, I got it because I was like, man, this guy can blow, you know. And it was just around the time when the Jordan 17s came out, and that was some fun times, man, because Jordan was just like his first time coming back, and then Ray Allen was also wearing the shoes, so it was a lot of fun there. And then Mike was actually, you know, playing the notes is actually on the shroud on top of the 4-foot.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and I was like, man, this shoe is amazing. Shout out to my mentor. A lot of people don't know, but it was a black designer that designed those shoes, Wilson Smith. And a lot of people don't know. Yeah. So
I know Wilson.
Yeah, that's my mentor. So he always, every time I have to, you know, questions I need or anything like that, spiritual advice, he always, you know, there for me. So he's been at Nike for 30 plus years.
Yeah, he's been that wild, man.
Yeah. I would say happy Black History, but we done created everything in this world, so there's no such thing as 1 month to me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you finish with hip hop history, we can move on.
Yes, sir.
But before we do, we need to give a shout out to our sponsor. It is Lift Heavy Clothing for all your t-shirt needs. You can see he made these shirts for us.
He hooked us up.
I need one of those, man.
We're trying to work on that. We're trying to work on that.
We work on that, man.
Yeah. What's that?
As of right now,
cool, man.
As of right now, there's only 4 created right now, and you know,
we got
I got a black. Yeah.
Okay.
But we trying to work on it, man. We trying to work on it. You know what I mean? Because the guy who actually did it for us, he's our sponsor. LiftHeavy.com. His name is Barry Gedai. You know, give him a follow on Instagram. Good people. You know what I mean? He helped us out with our logo, and he helped us out with the t-shirts. Cool. We didn't even know he was doing the t-shirts for us. They just popped up in the mail.
Oh wow! That's cool, man.
Right.
He's on Instagram?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes,
send me
sir.
his thing. I'll send him a little something for that. That's cool.
Yeah, we'll shoot you his information.
But yeah,
we'll shoot you the information.
You can check Beard out at lfthvy.com and use the promo code, the discount code of Retro Talk, and save you some coins at checkout. Go over there and check him out. He got some dope clothing, man. Like I said, he never ceased to amaze us with these shirts. The hoodie I had that hoodie for 2 years, and it still looked brand new.
Yeah.
So I mean, I done watched it. You know, I done watched it numerous of times, and it's still brand new. The red hasn't faded. You know, normally when you wash clothes, the color starts to fade. It's still good, man. All my t-shirts I got from him is still good. So he got some good quality clothing, man. So check him out.
Black-owned business, you know what I mean?
Black-owned business, exactly.
And also too, man. I know you do. I know you in the customer service, so great customer service. He sent out notes with his orders.
Oh, that's great.
And if you order today, it'll be in the mail tomorrow.
Exactly.
That's great. You don't see that, Brett.
No.
That takes time to put a note in. People don't understand. That takes a lot of time and effort to put a note to say thank you.
Exactly.
You know? Any company that do that, you got my business.
I see. He'll put a little extra in there when you're not even looking for anything. You're just looking for what you paid for. He put little extras in there. So, you know, I give him all the props for all his success and the things that he's done for us on this platform. I really do appreciate him. I know how, you know, he pretty much feels the same way because, bro, if we were sitting there thinking about, okay, what kind of logo we gonna do? What we gonna do? He just came up with. I was like, I'm sold.
I love the logo. it even looks retro. Like
exactly. So he got an eye for that, which I love his eye for just finding that thing that fits you, and he just runs with it, man. I love that about him, man.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man.
But I got sneaker history. Since it's the All-Star weekend, All-Star game is in less than an hour.
Yeah.
Let's do sneakers, All-Star release sneakers. We'll do that. So I got a few. I'm not going to name all of them. They started at 85. So I will start with like the notable ones, and we'll just go from there. And then we'll go ahead and get into the interview process.
Okay.
So the first one, all these came out in February, which is around All-Star weekend. So we'll just, leave it at that. What's the Chicago ones? The Chicago Jordan ones, 1985.
Classic, man. That silhouette, man. That shoe. It says a lot. It says a lot. A lot of people, every time I wear, my son always asks me, he's like, "Why are you always wearing ones?" I'm like, man, look, this shoe got a lot of history, man.
Oh yeah.
I've like that when I started actually wearing ones, and later on in the interview I'm gonna tell my top 5 favorite Jordan shoes and why.
Okay.
One of which I almost died if it wasn't for, and it was nuts. But we're gonna get to that later.
All right. Then you got the second one that came out in 88. Everybody know this one.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He got a wall behind him.
He got a wall, yeah, man. My man don't play, man.
I'll tell you this, Mr. JD. Yeah, I'm, and it sounds crazy, but it might not sound crazy, but I'm Jordan brand loyal. Like
I see. I know them, and but I see some people, they say Jordan brand loyal, but they got a little bunch of Adidas in the flow and all these other, like I tell you not, I kid you not, man. Like the only Adidas shoe I ever had and I ever have in my whole entire existence is the tribute Adidas that they did for Jam Master Jay.
Okay.
Oh, the shell toes.
Yeah, and that was shell toe, and I believe it was 2003. I believe
they're actually coming out with another one this year.
And then they coming out, with another one.
I think
to keep it real with you, for a long time that's all I would wear. But lately I've been kind of going back, getting some Nikes, getting some stuff that I passed up on my childhood. You know what I mean? Like a few cross trainers.
Right.
I've been kind of the last couple of years I've been kind of buying Dunks. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Also, because I've kind of gotten into the Dunks. You know what I mean? And this was kind of like before people that was a silhouette that I slipped on for the longest.
Right.
To keep it real. So Jordan and Nike brand is pretty much, I got a couple of Reebok pumps, but only because of that nostalgia right there.
Right.
Right. I do have a couple of Reebok pumps, but for the most part,
I tell everybody to get this book here because a lot of people, I'm pretty sure you guys got this book. This is the Sole Provider. This actually came out in
2002.
2002. And a lot of people, I said, if you want to know anything about shoes in the past, present, and going into the future, you got to get this book.
Yeah, I need to go back and get that book.
Yeah, this book is amazing. I actually gave this book to a person, and they sent it back. I was like, what?
Nah, you don't send that back like that. Nah.
They sent it back. I was like, man.
I do have this one.
Oh yeah, that I actually got 2 of that, and it's so funny. I was on the airport. I left it on the top of the glove compartment, and the lady sent it back. And she was like, she said she was a Jordan fan. I was coming back from Miami, and she was like, I said, you know what? I'm gonna send you something, and I sent her the patent leather Jordans, and she was going crazy. She was like, I actually sent her 2 pairs because that book is hard to get. That was a limited book that they did.
Yeah,
it's so hard to get now, But people don't read no more. They just be on social media.
They be on these devices right here.
Yeah.
Sports Illustrated actually. I want you guys to get it. They got a special commemorative book for Kobe Bryant. Actually hit the stores. I believe it was today.
I had one that was through Slam magazine.
Yeah,
I cannot find that book to save my life. I've been trying to find that book.
One, the Mamba one with his daughter and the whole team on.
No. This came out probably 3 years ago.
Oh, okay.
They actually did a whole magazine for him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was about 3 years ago.
I have I don't know if you guys got this one. This one is pretty good.
Oh, the Mamba mentality? No, I don't have that one.
This one is pretty good. This was actually a gift to me. Somebody actually gave this to me a couple of years ago.
Okay then.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I know you guys got this one. This one is Driven from Within.
Yeah, I have like the mini one like that.
Yeah.
It's a mini one that I have.
Yeah. I was just on a rush, man. I read at least 10 to 15 books a day. Sometimes, sometimes 5 business and then, sports and then, anything else in between. But I just tried to, keep the mind going,
What they say, reading is fundamental.
Yeah. I'm actually going to show some giveaways at the end of if we get some people online.
Right.
Some stuff I'm going to give away. But this also one. Slam one.
Oh yeah.
Is that the 3 issue?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got all of them.
Yeah. I know, man. I see your collection, man. You was bringing out books. I think it was one episode I saw, and you was like bringing out everything. I said, man, this brother got everything.
Oh yeah, he's definitely got the literature. He's got a lot of literature.
That's the most important thing. Because without that, then you have no understanding of what the shoe culture is all about.
Right.
So when in January when the women's OG basketball shoe was released, people was like arguing with me, talking about that's not the Jordan 13 shoe and all this other stuff, and I was like, this is y'all shoe. This is a shoe for you women. This was the first shoe ever.
Yeah, that was
people produced. When Tinker actually put that design together, it was actually scratched. It wasn't even one's gonna come out. But then they understood that the basketball WNBA was out. The woman needed some type of signature shoe.
Right.
A lot of people thought that was Sheryl Swoop's shoe, but that wasn't her shoe. She never wore that shoe.
Mm-hmm.
He was Michael Jordan's, buddy, but that wasn't her signature shoe. Her signature shoe came out
2 years later, or a year later.
2 years later, a year later, and then down the line, some players started to wear it, but it wasn't a lot. It wasn't a lot of people, and they actually still sitting. Like they didn't really.
I seen them in my House of Hoops down here, man, and the leather quality is real good.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's real good. I was surprised for a woman's shoe. I was very surprised at the quality of leather that they used on that. I got another one. Like I said, I'm just gonna skim through it. 1993.
Oh man, and that was actually he played in the All-Star game. Yeah,
right here.
He didn't win the MVP. He didn't win the MVP, but John Stockton and Karl Malone.
Did. Yeah,
they did. Now I was still shaking my head on that one. they're like, we're gonna give it to the home team.
Yeah,
because they never liked Jordan anyway. That's why he got him back in the last shot.
Let me show this real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
What about that right there?
That's my favorite, man. That's my favorite. That's one of my favorite books.
Yeah. I still have this one. It's a little dirty, it's old. I kind of wish that in hindsight, I wish I would have got 2 of these and just left one in the plastic. But yeah, this is
they had made that's the first one, but when he came back, they made a rare air I'm back.
I haven't seen that one. I didn't know about that one.
Yeah. Let me see if I can get that real quick.
All right. Also,
give a shout out to the chat real quick, bro.
yes, sir.
We got Red in there. We got Mr. Bear coming through. We got our sponsor, Mr. Bear Jedi, coming through. OG Kicks in the building. 313, she's in here. And I think that is it. So we appreciate y'all rocking out with us, man. If y'all missed the intro, this is JD from Jordan Brand. He's like a customer service relations type person, and he just coming through sharing some information with us. If you guys stick around, he said he's got some giveaways at the end. I think he's going to ask some questions. So if you stick around, if you stick around, you know, you might be able to catch something. So
yeah, he might bless you with something.
Right. And just a little history. He definitely will send it to you. So we was talking to the chat, man. You know what I'm saying, that you probably got some giveaways toward the end of the show.
Oh yeah.
And,
so
you know, for some history or whatever.
I would say maybe first 10 people. What I was gonna say is they gotta inbox me. They gotta friend me on IG. Whoever friend me first, I'm gonna check my phone. Whoever friend me first, when I answer the question and they get the answer right, they gotta send me the answer on here. So that way, the first person I get, first 10 people, I'm gonna send them something nice.
Okay, let me create me another account.
Well, you know what? I got something for you because I didn't. You know, I send, not to say I, you know, but I send stuff to people every day, man. So I just be like, sometimes I forget to send stuff out.
Right.
I'm running around and stuff and traveling and stuff like that. But I don't do it intentionally, but I do try to write stuff down, so stuff people I got to send stuff to. But I will get it out. And that's why I need an assistant. I need somebody that can help me out.
Hey, man, life is hectic sometimes, man. It'd be like that, you know.
Yeah.
But let's carry on.
Oh, this is the book I was going to show you. I actually had it in my bag. This was the second one they did.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Oh, okay.
Right,
yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. And one I got one with Pippen as well, but Pippen autographed that one.
Oh, okay then.
Still waiting to get MJ to autograph some stuff.
Well, speaking of Pippen.
Oh yeah.
Air Maestro,
man.
1994.
You know what? Remember the low Maestros that had the quilted pattern in the inside? It had like some different color variation. I have the sample, but it's in my house.
Right.
But that shoe, it was one of those shoes that I was always trying to get back in the late 90s, man. I just could never find that shoe. And I was one of the guys from the Nike Sportswear team. I was trying to ask them to see if they can come back out with that, because they almost did it, but it wasn't exact. So I was like, man, I need, like, it had the inside trimming and the insole and the lining. It had like burgundy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, it was just so nice, man. And the silhouette was just so, it flowed.
Was it like a low top?
Yeah, it was like they did the lows first, and they did the mid.
Was it a Swift, the Air Swift?
No, it was oh man, I wish let me see if I might can see it in this book, because I think it's in that Soul Provider.
You got me looking now. What year that was?
It had to be like maybe like 90, 91, 92. Because you remember he wore those in the championship against the Knicks. And I think Mike that was when Mark Jackson was on the Knicks. And he did a move, and damn near Scottie Pippen almost flew in the stands. But I remember the shoes he had, because he had those on. But I think I might can find it.
You said 91?
Yeah, 92. It was the championship when they played the Knicks.
Oh, the Eastern Conference?
Yeah, Eastern Conference champion.
92.
And that shoe, man, to this day, I still want that shoe. And I have a pair which is all crumbled up, but I was like, I refuse not to let that shoe go. Just to when I go to Oregon, just to show them what I'm talking about.
It's got flight on the tongue, like the big F.
Yeah.
Is that the Maestro 1?
I think it is the Maestro 1.
Okay, because I got one right here is black and red. I don't know if you'll be able to see it.
Okay.
All right, let me see. That one right here.
No. See, that was a mid one they did.
Right.
It was right after that one. Like, so the low ones came out, and then they did those.
Yeah, you got me on that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna find it. It's so hard because that shoe wasn't really in heavy production.
Right.
Came out, so they just did like a few of them, and then that was it. It wasn't really like, and then they went, and he didn't really like low shoes, and so that's why they made like this. They started to make the mid with the sock liner that Huarache had, and then they just made it a little bit more comfortable. So that way he won't have any like ankle problems or anything like that.
Did it have an air bubble? Like a visible air unit?
No, it was just the polyurethane sole.
Okay.
But dang, I wish I could find that shoe. I'm gonna find it.
This the book I was going through.
Oh yeah. That's you know what, that shoe, that book right there, man.
It's gold.
Yeah,
it's gold
man, a lot. So when I and that one, like both of them. So the first one, like Black African showed that book. I remember that book. Like I bought the whole rack. Like I literally bought when that shoe came out, because I remember I was still at Foot Locker when he was playing in the finals, and he wore those low 13s, and then he bust out them 14s. I was like, I called everybody, anybody I knew at Jordan Brand. I was like, I need these. I know these ain't the 13s. I know it, because I already had got word that they was working on the 14s, but I didn't see them yet.
And it
yeah, when that poster came out, I was like, man, that shoe was. And people say they don't like the 14s. I'm like, are you crazy?
You got a lot of people. They'll say I do 1 through 13, and some will say I do 1 through 14.
Yeah, man, that's nuts, man. That shoe, I had it for like when I finally actually got a pair. I got it like 2 weeks before it came out.
Right.
And I went to Nike's Town, the old Nike Town on 57th and Madison, Manhattan, and I walked up in there. And I ain't even walk in there with a Jordan suit on. I had a Nike suit on. But I had them J's on. I was like, man, they was like, yo, they was so sweet. And I was like, man, and then I had got 3 more pair. And then I was like, ever since then, I was like, that's actually one of my top 5 favorite of all time.
Like, that colorway.
The whole color, the comfort in the shoe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
everything about that shoe is just amazing. The way Tinker designed from the Ferrari Monticello, that's actually one of Jordan's favorite cars, the 550. So that whole way he did that with the eyelids being the lights.
Right.
When he was playing and the light hit it, it looked like it was actually headlights. And it was just crazy, man. The way and a lot of people don't know how hard it is to design a shoe. They just think you just put stuff together. It takes a lot of wear, trial and error to make one shoe. And sometimes if MJ don't like it, it ain't coming out. So it's a lot of shoes that people would never see that MJ just didn't like, or sometimes it didn't make production. And now you're seeing it today. But some of these shoes that we see, that you guys see today, I've seen years ago.
Yeah.
Samples. So, it's funny to see it now and be like, wow, I remember these. They just now coming out with them. But they're going to bring some samples of the 16s out. I can't wait to see it.
Well, let's move on. It's kind of white.
Okay. The Columbia.
Columbia 11s, 1990.
Now that All-Star game was kind of fun because I was supposed to go to San Antonio to that All-Star game,
Right.
but the person that was supposed to take me left me, and I was like, and then they felt so guilty and I'm not going to reveal the person's name, but they felt so bad that they sent me a signed jersey of David Robinson, and I got a jersey, and I got MJ's jersey.
Wow,
signed, but I still got the jersey.
Yeah.
You can't get that jersey. They ain't even retro that jersey yet.
Wow.
So it's kind of hard to get that jersey. But yeah, I remember. I'm not going to reveal that, brother, but you know, I'm still mad about that.
I got another one.
He works for Adidas now.
1997.
Yeah.
Black and white. They call them playoffs now.
Yeah. A lot of people don't even know that shoe. It's that's not one of my favorite, but you know, the whole flu game and the whole but just to let everybody know, he did not have the flu.
Yeah, the stomach virus.
Yeah, he was stomach virus.
Yeah, he ate something bad or something.
Afterwards in the flu. So, you know, that's what it was. You know, they actually poisoned to see if Jordan.
Damn.
Yeah, that's what they said.
It didn't work.
He ordered some room service or something. They probably put something in the man food. Gave him bubble guts.
But if you get Michael Jordan's longtime trainer, Tim Grove, he brought that out years ago. A lot of people thought it was the flu, but it was actually food poisoning.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's another one. Grace to buy none other than first of all, the great Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant, yeah.
The True Blue Threes.
True Blue Threes.
True Blue Threes in 03. That's what he wore.
Yeah, that's when he was with the Wizards.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, everybody say that wasn't really Jordan. So I'm like, who was it? Because when he played and scored 55 on
don't say it. Don't say it.
Shoot, I was like, man, he was making them young guys look bad, man.
Also, this came out.
Yeah, that's the one he missed the dunk, breakaway dunk.
I came out too.
You know, a friend of mine, he had texted me and he was like, JD, I got those All-Star Jordans, and I was like, how much you paying for them? He was like $50. I was like, what? That's good, man. And he got it from Dr. J. So I was like, wow, that's something. That's why I said to people, get these shoes today, man, because you know, if you find a good sell, it's a good keep, you know.
Go ahead and jump on it while you can.
Yeah, and that's a good colorway. That's the original color. They did a special collaboration, but it wasn't the same color. It wasn't the same. They like kind of.
You talking about the Soul Flies?
Soul Flies, yeah.
Because they pretty much reversed the colors.
Yeah,
yellow on the upper.
That color is phenomenal.
I wish they were still wearable. I wore them like one time.
Yeah, mine too. Mine said, you know, you ain't bringing me out no time soon.
But that's all I got as far as just All-Star history. Any pickup?
Wait, you forgot one.
What's that?
You forgot the 13s All-Stars. He wore in New York.
Well, see, it didn't show it on there though.
I
was just going off that list there that they had.
Yeah. That was the last one. He actually got the MVP.
Right.
Yeah. I picked up this right here. I saw this pop
I was
up.
looking at that. I was like,
yeah.
Is that Pro Line or is
no?
that
It's not the chalk line.
Oh, okay.
Chalk line. No, this is actually Mitchell and Ness. They did a little partnership.
Oh, they did. Mitchell and Ness did for the All-Star for Chicago.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Got the jump man on there.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's like a warm-up jacket, but they put they put that on the back, and if you look and see, it's the 88 All-Star game.
That's nice right there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I gotta
when
get that. Maybe we
when
gotta make some calls after this.
I can't front.
Yeah,
When I
that's nice.
saw it, I was like, oh yeah, I had to jump on that real quick.
Yeah,
that's dope, man.
That's a classic right there.
That is dope.
Yeah,
It takes you back to the chalk line jackets, man.
Yeah, you remember?
that's good.
Yeah, because like they didn't run long. But
No, they didn't.
No, that's why when I saw it, I was like, "Oh no, Chalkline and brought a jacket out." And then when I was like, he was like, "No, it's Mitchell and Ness." I was like, "Oh man, I still had to jump on it real quick." And then I also picked these up, which I know my brother Black, he don't like this too much, but picked up the reverse bread 85. I'm gonna say this right now. If you like tumbled leather.
Yeah, the leather is dope.
If you're a tumbled leather fan, this ain't the shoe for you.
Yeah.
Because there is no tumbled leather on here. This is real leather.
Yeah.
This is real leather.
Nah, you gotta say that's that cowhide.
Yeah.
Because honestly, when you smell this shoe, I don't know if you ever walked into like a boot store.
Yeah.
This is what this shoe smells like.
It has that leather.
It smells like leather.
But you remember back in the days, so Jordan Brand, before everything was starting to get distributed from that was made in China, they used to make a lot of stuff in Indonesia and Malaysia, and the material was better. But the thing is, the cost started to go, and a lot of people don't understand, the inflation part of it, where, a lot of times, prices had to go up because of the cost of the material.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that Jordan Brand wanted to push up the prices. It's just basically that whatever they was being charged for that, and I have boxes and I have like a whole price list of, shoes that were, $100, a whole list of stuff that was $100 when the first shoe became $200. And we had to figure out, Jordan Brand had to figure out like how to, not charge in a way where people was thinking they're going to get overcharged, for poor quality shoes. Which a lot of the shoes, in order to get it to have to that leather, that premium leather, you had to, up the price because everything was just, getting so when it came to, the quality and the, production of them.
Right.
I just see a lot of YouTubers.
Yeah, I read a lot of stuff.
So-called reviewing this shoe, but they don't know this is the true OG form.
Yeah.
This is the true OG form. Like, you can see how thick that leather is.
Yeah.
That cut on that leather.
Yeah.
It's thick. And people are saying that the leather is trash and all this. I mean, it's not.
Put it back on the screen.
See what the thing is, what they have to do is,
see how thick that leather is? And you can see like the thickness in the cut.
Right.
Like right here. Like the thickness in the cut. Like this shoe was put together real well. And then on the inside, like the collar, it's almost like memory foam. You know what I'm saying? And then, the Jordan sign is embossed on there pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, this shoe was really put together real well. And I just don't understand some of these YouTubers. I ain't gonna call no names, but it's the younger generation, to be honest with you. They just, I just don't feel like that. They don't understand this shoe right here. You know what I mean? They were like, I don't. It's the leather. It ain't got that premium tumbled leather. No, this is premium leather.
Yeah,
this is premium leather.
It was never tumbled leather first. It was
premium. Not at all. Not at all.
When you look at a lot of the old shoes.
Hold on.
Oh, okay.
They come with the bag.
Another reason why a lot of people was asking why they numbered it on the
bag. On the bag instead of the shoe. Yeah.
So with the bag itself is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like the satin bag that it comes with.
Well, it's like suede. It's
that's like suede one. I got a satin one. I got
like suede. Like
you special. That's why you special.
Like yeah. But I will say this: if you do get these, they come wrapped up in paper. Make sure you leave the paper on there because that dye will bleed on the shoes.
Yeah, yeah, that's good that you're saying that because a
lot
of people will be inboxing me saying, "What's up with these shoes?" And and that's why I try to show people how to take care of their shoes.
Yeah,
and that's why a lot of time I don't know if I know you guys remember the paper that used to come with. It used to be yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now it's white.
It's white now.
Yeah, they really trying to do away with that so that way they can have some type of longevity of the shoe.
Especially if it's got a clear sole, because that tends to bleed on there and oxidize it a little bit more. So
yeah.
Anything else you got, Hop?
That's it.
You got anything, Mr. JD? Because I don't have nothing. I'm holding out, man. I'm trying to be selective.
Okay. All right. So one of the things I wanted to stress to a lot of people is that when you're buying shoes, what you basically really want to look for when you're buying your shoes is basically going to shoes that are authorized. Go to authorized dealers, whether it's Nike, whether it's the sneaker app, whether it's Foot Locker, Foot Action, Champs, my family at Woodstack, if you're in Brooklyn, and just try to be very cautious because I get a lot of emails and people are getting fake shoes. Virants from back in the days are getting real better now, so grade B's are looking like the real thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot of shoes out there. They get these shoes from these stores that don't have accounts and get overcharged.
Right.
And, I was actually responsible. I was actually in Brooklyn, especially a lot of stores on Fulton Street. I was responsible for getting those shoes, getting those guys out of there because they was overcharging for one. And then they were saying that Nike was letting them overcharge, meaning if a shoe was $200, Nike said it was okay to charge $400, which is crazy.
Right.
Nike would never do that. Nike would never tell Jordan Brand would never say overcharge whatever you want to charge the customer.
Right.
Especially if that's not the retail suggested price. So a lot of people just do your due diligence when you're out there, when you're buying shoes, and just be smart and make sure that you go to where there are accounts, people that have legitimate accounts, and you go and buy your shoes. Don't go to these stores, and then when you go back, you can't get your money back, and then it's all a whole bunch of craziness.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're sending me emails saying F Jordan or whatever, and then you really have to be smart when you're out there buying shoes.
Right.
Also, I wanted to give a little quiz here.
Okay.
What you got?
This hat right here, for the first person, whoever's online, tell me which shoe came with this hat.
I know.
This was actually the first shoe ever that Gentry did for a pack, and you was only able to get it online.
Right.
It also came with something else too.
And it came with something else too.
Exactly.
It also came with something else.
And this was this whole. I remember when I saw this and come into fruition. I was like, man, they're gonna love this. This pack was nice. And when it
it's a dead giveaway with the hat tell you what shoe it is.
Yeah, especially if you look
I don't know if they picked that up. I don't know if they picked it up. I'll keep it on this side.
Okay. Yeah. And they actually did a retro on that shoe.
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
But without the extra.
Without the extra stuff, and then the price was a little bit more. But
nah, Soldier Kicks, that ain't it. That ain't it. Keep trying, Soldier.
It's a little older than the Pantones, bro.
Yes, sir.
Oh, somebody said the Pantones. Nah. So they actually can see.
Yeah. Give a little 360. Give him a little hint. You know what I mean? Give him a little 360. There you go. Do you have the shoes to go with that? You have the whole pack?
Not here.
Uh-huh.
But I just took this out and said, let me just see if I can get some people that can.
Yeah. I know exactly what shoe that was. I know exactly which one that was.
I have another one too.
While they doing that, we're gonna start the interview processing. Let's see. Okay, Soldier Kick says the Jordan 12.
But which one, those Soldier Kicks?
Yeah, you got to tell us the colorway.
Got to be a little more specific, my friend.
All right, Logan. We'll tell him when you get back. He says the gray and blue Jordans. Nope, not it. But yeah,
you got to send it to his IG. Soldier Kicks. Can you type his IG in the
yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, in the chat. JD Logan J Bays, I guess that's his name. He said check your IG to see if he's right.
All right.
Check your IG to see if he's right.
I got something else too.
All right, his IG is actually in the chat, so if you need to hit him up through his IG, it's right there in the chat.
Okay, he's not right in the year, and but he is right as far as the material.
What did he say?
The black, white, universally blue. They did have two versions. They had the leather and the nubuck, and then they had the nubuck. But he said 2009. It's the wrong year.
Wrong year.
Yeah. This pack came out in 2003.
Yeah.
That was actually before they brought out the first wave of the Jordan 12s in 2004.
Right. All right. So I got another quiz.
Okay.
First person to name this, inbox me on my IG what shoe this is.
Ooh.
Man, I can't think of the name of that shoe.
I know what it is. I know what it is. Hold on.
I can't think of the name of that shoe for nothing, but I remember it though.
This is one of my shoes that I loved. Right along, and Jordan loved this shoe. One of the shoes and the Sweet Loop. This was like a shoe, just a little bit futuristic.
Yeah.
Back in when they came out, but first person that tell me the year and the name of the shoe, I would send them out a prize.
I can't do that. I can't do that. While we waiting on that, let's go ahead and I got a question. So, how did you start? Let's go that way. How did you start with the brand?
Okay.
How and when did you start with the brand?
So,
and also give them a background of what you do for the brand.
Right. So basically, what I do when I started working voluntarily, so not getting paid, anything like that, but because I had so much passion for the brand, what I did first when I first started Foot Locker, that was way back in '97. That was my first.
What did you do for Foot Locker?
So Foot Locker, I was a stock manager.
Okay, because I used to work for Foot Locker too.
Oh yeah.
I worked for Foot Locker for 17 years.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So you started back then too then.
I started in 99.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like my employee number had a 0 in it. That's how long
Oh, okay.
I was with them. So yeah.
So I was at McDonald's. I said, you know what? This is not really my passion. I mean, I love burgers, but I don't want to be, I don't want to leave with a pot belly or nothing like that. So I said, you know what? I said, it's a Foot Locker on 42nd and Times Square. Let me go up there and see if they hire me. So I went up there,
Was that the big one that they had just opened that one up around that time, right?
Yeah, that was the spot. And I got a lot of history, man. I got a lot of, and I'm gonna show some books too on how you can build your clientele and what I did back then. So I'm glad this story is gonna be fun. So when I went up to the manager, his name was John Greason, and I said, how you doing, sir? I'm looking to be a part of your team. So he was like, well, I got everybody I need on the sales floor right now, but I need somebody for the stock room. I say, perfect. I know everything. I know how to keep your inventory, your shortage down. I know how to do that. I sold him right away. He was like, you're hired. He was like, you're in.
That was back then. Now, was all the stock out, like, because you was at a triplex, right?
No, it was like the only one. As soon as you got off the train, it was
like the one across from MTV.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the one on 30th Street, was you on 30th Street or 42nd Street?
No, I was on 42nd Street.
Okay, because 30th Street, that was the triplex one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they had
kids, ladies, and Foot Locker all together. Yeah. Because we had a triplex down there where Black is. That's where I worked down there, and it was like one huge stock room.
Oh yeah. That's the one. Yeah. When they closed the Times Square one, I went to the one on Grand Central for a second, and that was like a warehouse, but it was ladies and regular Foot Locker together.
Okay.
Before I went to that one, so I went to do the stock. He was amazed. It was one time we were short. A guy didn't come in, so he said, JD, I need you on the sales floor. I said, cool. So that the Foot Locker, the main thing they give you props on is when you have multiples.
Oh yeah, you had to sell them spin codes.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I know what you're talking about.
Exactly. So that Spinko insole for $20 wasn't easy to sell, man.
Yeah, that
was a hard sell, but you had to have passion in presenting it to the consumer. So what I would do, I'd take the insole out. I said, how you doing today, sir? I said, hey, I'm fine, man. My feet hurt. I said, oh man, these shoes are amazing, but I got something extra for you. And I slipped the insole in there. They put it in. They were like, wow, this is great. Mm-hmm. And what'd you do? I said, nothing. I just put a Spinko insole in there. It has guaranteed, 100% guaranteed. You don't have any problems with it. You can always send it back. And it was like, give me 2 of them.
Yeah.
And that first day, I broke the record. And he actually put me on the sales floor, and I was never in the stock room again. Mm-hmm. And I think I sold 34 insoles in one day.
Dang.
And the way I did it was basically just being honest and not tricking them like people was trying to do, like put it in there. And then the guy, they'd be like, I ain't asked for no insole, but I let them know that I'm putting them in there. And I try to be cordial with them. How you doing today? What's your name? My name is JD. I just want to make sure you don't have to be coming back buying a whole bunch of shoes. I'm gonna put an insole in here so that way, what do you do for a living? A lot.
Yeah.
So once I break the barrier and once I, break that, that wall, there's a lot of people coming there with a whole bunch of attitudes and a lot of things going on. So when they come in, I try to be as cordial as possible and let their customer experience. And I always had that, even till today when I go out and speak to people. Yeah. So that's what I try to install, in a lot of associates and ambassadors today.
It's hard to get that nowadays because what I'm saying? Because, like you were saying, you never know what somebody going through when they come in there. And man, you could just, they might get nasty with you, but you just you know, just kill them with kindness. And then next thing you know, you done made what they call lifers. They're gonna come back asking for you.
And I got a lot of, there's so much stories like in that store, because one person would hear about me. I had a guy from Violator Records who was Nori's agent, I believe, and he was like, "You JD?" And I was like, I had to get into my martial arts stance because I don't know, like I don't compete with nobody, but
you've been roundhousing. You've been roundhousing.
You know, that's
to the face.
You know, I was like, yeah, I'm JD. And he's like, he said, here, this is for you, man, and gave me a Nori. That's when Nori came out with the Nori shirt,
right?
And it was just amazing because it was like every like artist would come in and ask for me, and people would be like, why everybody asking for JD all of a sudden? He just started here, like what's going on? What's his secret? And basically what my secret was is basically a lot of times when you worry about commission, you don't get what you really want. When you worry about, you put the customer first, then you get all the commission that you want. So that was the trick. And one of the things that a lot of Nike, I don't know if you guys ever heard of Eakins. So that's Nike spelled backwards. That was actually the reps that used to come out and show. They used to have accounts in certain stores, and there was one Eakin. I don't know if you ever heard the song by Fabulous, "Keep It Gangsta."
Mm-hmm.
When Fabulous said, "I get Nikes from Astor, you won't see in the stores for 6 months." He was actually working at Nike at the time, and he was actually the rep when I was working there.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's with Adidas.
Mm-hmm.
But he was the person that would come in, and he would only ask for me because I'm gonna show you the book that I created. So when Nike reps used to come in and they needed feedback and stuff like that, this is the book I created.
Hold it right there for a minute.
This is the book I created. So that way, anytime they needed information or I needed information to let the consumer know about a shoe and I didn't remember, I would just go back to my book.
That's your holy Bible, ain't it?
Like, and also back in '98, I'm gonna show you the shoe that we actually had that nobody else had. And I know the brother here know the Tune Air MX Plus. Mm-hmm. We had to know the ins and outs of this shoe.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
So I sold the most in this shoe too in my store because a lot of people wanted to know what was the difference between a running shoe and a cross training shoe. And instead of sounding like Ralph Cramden, humming, I said, you know what? I have the information right here. I don't need to make up anything. Everything is right here. And then, like, if somebody wanted a cross training shoe, I just sent them to the cross training shoe. Somebody wanted the basketball version, I just sent them to that. And then they want to know what was the difference between Tune Air versus regular Air. Right. I let them know that the Tune Air is pretty much going into like motion control, and it has different technology from the Max Air. So Max Air is pretty much somebody that's 250 pounds that needs something real heavy for that wear and tear, versus somebody who wants something a little bit light, but has a little bit more motion control in it. So and well, what's the difference between Zoom Air? Well, Zoom Air is low to the ground and it's responsive, and that's what Michael Jordan likes. He don't like nothing bulky. He don't like nothing heavy. He was a two guard, so he was pretty much light on his feet and quick. Right. So just like Kobe, so that was one of my books. And then later on I created another book when I went to my other stores. So, as time went on, I had to stay up on and Eakins used to be nuts. They used to be like, what the hell is this? Like, I ain't never seen, I don't even have a book like this, and I work for Nike.
Hey, and that's dope though, man.
Yeah,
that's dope.
And that's what I try to show when I go to stores. I said, one time I went to a ladies' Foot Locker, and this young lady, she was like, that was when they first came out with the Vapor Max. And a young lady, she was looking for the Tune Airs, and a young lady gave her the Vapor Max. It's pretty much the same thing, and it's not.
No.
Comfort is to me personally, and it's not to knock the Vapor, but the Tune Air is a little bit more comfortable because the technology in it is way different than the Vapor Max, and you can't run a long distance run in the Vapor Max like you can do with the Tune Max.
Now you had to get used to the Vapor Max because it seemed like the Vapor Max kind of had you like leaning back.
Yeah,
it felt like to me.
It was
you know
real.
what I mean?
I got a lot of feedback on that too, even though I don't really do nothing with Nike. But I was getting people asking why they're having problems with their Vapor Max, and then I had to tell them, like, first of all, sometimes it's the way you lace your shoes too.
Mm-hmm.
That actually is a big part of how people just they get the shoe and they just put it on. But sometimes you may have a high instep, you may be a pronator, you may be a supinate, you may have a forward instep. Your arch might be high, your arch might be low. Mm-hmm. So you need a specific shoe for your feet. So that's why it's very important for people and that work in these stores to really be hands-on when it comes to the technology dealing with Nike and Jordan brand, because it's a lot of you'd be surprised, and people used to say, JD, why are you doing that? You don't need to do that. Ain't nobody gonna ask no questions. And then sure enough, people come in and ask questions, and I was on point. And then other associates was asking me, oh, JD, what technology is in this? And I'm like, I thought you said nobody was going to ask questions, so you never know. You don't want to put, yourself in a situation where you got to tell lies and stories and say, well, this shoe is for this when it's not. Somebody
you got to have that product knowledge.
Yeah. Product knowledge is very
working in retail. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
But see,
real
like
quick,
like I was telling him, the Flight 89 retroed again, and we went and got it, and I was like, man, my pair don't look right, bro. So I went to my local City Gear, that they had it in there. I saw it on the shelf, so I asked the lady. She was, how they come up to you and be like, hey, how you doing? Yeah. Can I help you with anything? I was like, yeah. I said, I would like to get the Flight 89s in the 11.5. She was like, well, what are those? I said, those right there on the shelf. Second, she was like, oh, okay. And she was the manager.
Wow. Yeah.
And see, this store sticks out because I've never been in any type of customer relations or anything like that, how y'all was.
Right.
But it's just the fact that if you're into something and you're the head of it, you got to know what you're doing and you got to know what you're talking about.
Exactly. And I don't like when, and this is something when I was working, and I was when they had closed the store in 42nd and Times Square, I went to Grand Central Station with my buddy Alvin Agee, who was the manager there, and he'd heard about me from there. He was like, no, I need JD because I need him. I also was training people too. Mm-hmm. So that's why I became assistant manager in his store. And then I went on to when they closed that location, I went into a running district in 69th and 3rd. Mm-hmm. And then from then I said, you know what? It's time for me to go into the stripes. It's time for me to go into something, taking off this referees shirt and getting into Nikes, because that's where I need to be. Right. So I would work with Eakins. I would write letters. The first time I went to a release, it was I would say the 14s. I went to the release, and then what I was doing, Eakins needed feedback. So I said, you know what? I want to become an Eakin one day. I want to, do the same thing they're doing. And they said I have what it takes. Let me go to stores and see how it is to see what these people know, and then relay it back to the Eakins that need the feedback. So I would go to Athlete's Foot. I would go to Foot Locker. I would go to Champs. I would go to the mom and pop stores in the hood. You know, where I live in Brooklyn is Dr. J's, Jimmy Jazz, Sneaker King, all these different stores. Even from back then, when I was working with before I went with Foot Locker, I worked at Freedman's, a little mom and pop shop, and then I worked for Selection. So I was always into sneakers, but one of the things that made me so passionate about sneakers was seeing smiles on customers' faces when they got what they wanted, you know, and when I had a shoe on hold for somebody and they said, "Oh man, JD, you made my day," you know, and it was like, you know, this is what I need to do. This is what I need to do. But I don't want to be inside of the office. I want to be out there with consumers. I want to do like grassroots work. I want to do something.
Be out there in the streets.
Right. Giving back. And so after that happened, I was like, you know what? I got to get in contact with people at Jordan Brand, because that's where I really want to be. That's where I have to. So I was writing letters to Tinker. I was writing letters to Larry Miller. I was the first retro I did was the Space Jams, and back then Gentry Humphreys was the footwear marketing director for Jordan Brand. And I was like, you know what? Let me write these people. I actually took pictures, sent it out to people in Oregon, and they was like, "Who is this person? Like who is? It's good, but who is this guy? This is crazy. Like we ain't never seen nobody do nothing like, you know, this before." So, long story short, Larry Miller, who was the president of Jordan Brand, he was like, you know, "We appreciate you. You the ambassador for the brand, and we, you know, look forward to working with you and doing some stuff with you." And then I just, you know, just started working and working hand in hand with my buddy Gentry Humphreys, who's now actually the vice president of footwear. So I was around way back when they did the first clothing line for Jordan Brand called 2-3. So I actually helped them out with that line as well, when it was launched in Macy's, Bloomingdale's, and you know, and it was fun. You know, shout out to Claire Ortiz. She's actually on Instagram too. She was the one who created the 2-3 line, and it was way before its time, because now, you know, people are looking for it. They're like, when people see me with my coat on, they're like, "What? That's a nice coat. What's that?" Yeah,
them old leather jackets that he used to have and all that stuff. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And I was like, and I'd be like, "That's Jordan." They were like, "What? Jordan made clothes?" And I was like, "Yeah." You know, a lot of people, it was like way before its time back then. You know, but it was trying something, you know, to try to, you know, have an identity for the younger crowd coming up, so that way they can look professional and they can look sporty and stylish.
Right.
You know? And I think Jordan Brand did a very fantastic job. You know, and now today, fast forward, Andrea Perez, who's the vice president of women's and kids, now they got the women's line that just came out, which is actually revamped, and we're actually helping out on that project as well. So it's a lot of things that, you know, I'm very appreciative of. And one also, Wilson Smith played a heavy role in me doing work with Jordan Brand, because he was like, you know, this is the ideal job for you. Like what you do, like I've never seen nobody so passionate, you know, like what you do. So I always tell people, you gotta love what you do.
Right.
Like, you gotta do it sincerely. When I go out there, I'm not in the hopes of nobody liking what I do or giving me kudos. All I want to do is make sure when consumers are out there, they're getting what they want. The integrity of the brand is upheld, and none of these people are taking advantage of consumers, because that's what was happening. But a lot of people was like, "We appreciate you, because when we want to write to Jordan or talk to somebody, we don't have nobody out there to voice our opinions." And you know, back then it wasn't, social media wasn't around, so if you didn't know nobody from Jordan Brand, you just was stuck. You know, you were stuck with the fake shoe. You were stuck with you know, stuff that you didn't want, and you got stuck with it. So, you know, I took my, you know, initiative and said, you know what, they need somebody out there in the streets for the people, for, you know, for consumers that, you know, you have an issue, you have a problem, you know, just hit me up and I'll get whatever's going on. I'll make sure the right person to get right to the right person at the brand.
Right.
And you know, fast forward today, everything's been, you know, going very well. We have a lot of new people at Jordan Brand, and sometimes they be like, "Who is this guy, JD?" We see somebody in the store, and they be like, "Oh, okay, yeah, we heard of this guy."
Yeah,
you know.
Real quick, Soldier Kick said he sent you a DM about that shoe that you showed.
Oh, okay.
Check it out real quick. See if he got the correct answer.
Got five.
Why?
Appreciate y'all for pulling up, watching this. Our season finale at that. We never said it. We never said that either. Season finale.
Yeah. But yeah, that's dope, man. Like I said, a lot of people don't deal with customer service like that, man. And
yeah, man.
You know, I know it's hard to take care of everybody. Go ahead.
But not to cut you, there are a group of brothers that are really, really, really like hands-on, and I'm gonna give them a shout out.
Okay.
Because they are phenomenal. One guy from Foot Locker in Kings Plaza, you guys can friend him. His name is Jackson _2 TOONYCE. He's the Nike pretty much brand ambassador that when Nike reps come in there, they go straight to him. So this brother, man, he is phenomenal. He has his own clothing line. And when I came in, he greeted me. He said, "How you doing, sir?" He said, "I know something. I don't know, maybe you work for Jordan or not, because you had on no Jordan." I try sometimes come to the street so that way I can see, you know, people doing their due diligence
right
way. But he was just so professional, and he reminded me of myself, you know, not caring who was coming in the store, but treating everybody the same.
Right.
And that's very important, you know, because when people see people from Nike or Jordan Brand come in, they start to, you know, act professional. And I think you should be like that at all times. You know, any customer that come in there. So he's one that is amazing. Like, this brother has been doing so much, and I appreciate him. Another brother is Jarvis from Foot Locker and Fulton Street. So just in case when guys are in New York, you can go right to those guys. They know what they're talking about. They usually give me all my feedback. He's another one. He's another Nike ambassador, and Nike choose certain people that they want to go to when they go in the stores.
Right.
So these two guys are amazing. And my whole family at Woodstack Ivy. I don't know if you ever heard of that store, but
no.
It's like a store in the hood, but it's high-end hood. High-end.
Okay.
So it's like very professional. You know, shout out to Dre, shout out to Joy, shout out to everybody there. Rob, shout out to Dex. Dex, actually, he's like one of us. He's the old school dude. He's actually in the Woodstack in Flatbush. He used to have his own business, and he used to work for different stores as well. But he's very knowledgeable as well. And I'm glad they got people like this in these stores, so that way when people need something or need some type of information, those are the people to go to. And there's so much people. So shout out to all the women collectors too, man. Like, I remember back in the days, women had to get men's shoes. Women had to get men's sizes.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the whole, I have a whole, this book right here is like a whole, all feedback of women, like just asking a whole bunch of questions about when we going to get our own shoe, and that's way back in like the late 90s, you know, when they had to strike out because the size they had to get was a 7, and that was a men's 7, and it didn't fit well. It didn't fit properly.
Yeah.
So, you know, now this fast 2020 to see that not only do they have their own shoes, but they also have a platform.
Mm-hmm.
You know, shout out to Jixie, shout out to Dee Dee, you know, shout out to a lot of different sneaker enthusiasts, women that are doing their thing, man. And it's never an issue with women. They go out and get their shoes and that's it. So
Yeah.
us brothers out there, we got to step it up, man. We can't be acting silly out there and acting all crazy over shoes.
Yeah, we got a few women that we know personally. That's, you know, been real passionate about, you know, just sneakers in general. You know what I mean? You know,
and that's why I try to also give back and give these little prizes to them also because, you know, it's a very hard thing to be in a male-dominated platform where, you know, I was back then when I was getting feedback from these ladies and I said, you know, don't worry, it's coming. You're gonna get your own line. You're gonna get your own clothing line. And now to see all of this today, it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got another question?
So, I guess one of the things. So I guess you was in the shoes before you started working at Foot Locker and Jordan Brand. So,
yeah.
What shoes was it that kind of started you in the shoe game? You know what I mean? Like what shoe was it that you was like, okay, I'm digging this.
Right. So the first shoe, one of my favorite shoes, I was a runner in high school. And the first shoe that actually got me inspired to even work for Nike or to be inspired to be a part of the family at Nike was the Air Pegasus.
Okay. Old school runner.
Yeah. Old school, like foot to pavement.
Yeah.
That was like one of my favorite shoes. And I wanted to, one of the people that I wanted to meet, but he passed away, was the creator of the Pegasus, and that was Bill Bowerman. He actually passed away in '99 on Christmas.
Man.
And, I actually wrote Tinker because that was actually Tinker's coach, because Tinker used to run track and do different other sports as well. And I had asked Tinker, I wanted to know what he was like as a coach, because I had a coach. The name was Mr. Drayson, and he was always pushing me to be the best, to try to make sure that, you know, when I'm running, don't look at the finish line, but just look straight at and just keep moving forward.
Right.
So I was always, you know, I always wanted to hear stories. I got books of him, but I wanted to meet him to ask him like what it was that inspires you to want to be a coach, a track coach. And that was like one of the shoes, one of my favorite shoes that catapulted me into wanting to be a part of Nike.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me ask you this very quick. Now, is it just the Pegasus line, or is it certain year?
Yeah. So I would say maybe the first run, probably maybe in 97, 98. And anything later than that I can get, I got like an 87 Pegasus. But it was kind of like a sample.
Right.
So, and it was like my toe was just killing me. I couldn't even wear it. So I was like, you know what, I'm not even gonna mess with that. But through the time the Pegasus did change, it shifted a little. And then it started incorporating the air unit versus, you know, not having the visible air, but just having, you know, the encapsulated. Yeah. So I was just like, you know, I like kind of that versus, you know, the air, because, you know, some air shoes is funny depending on the make of, like I said, the Tune Airs is perfect for it because it's not a full length. It's from the forefoot and then it splits from the heel. You know, so it actually, it gives off a different feel versus a full length like the 97s or something like that, where it's just a whole shoe itself. But you know, I was always like into running shoes, and like I like the Tinker Air Max. When I first saw those, I was like, man, these are crazy. Like I just wore it, but I didn't even think to wear it as a running shoe because a lot of people wasn't really wearing running Nikes back then. They was wearing like Asics and New Balance and Saucony, and it was just like nobody was really wearing Nikes like that.
Hey, say that last one again. Say that last shoe brand again.
Well, people pronounce it wrong. It's Saucony or Saucony.
You said it. That's all.
Yeah. Tomato. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. You know, potato.
Yeah. Or Saucony, like.
Yeah, I like Saucony, man.
But my five favorite Jordans,
right,
of all time is the ones, of course, without a doubt. I remember getting my first ones. I think I got it from my cousin, and then after that, I was like, man, I love this silhouette, man. It goes with everything. It's not too much going on. So I said, you know what? I got to get a couple of pair of these. So it didn't really even matter the year. It's just as long as they were ones, I didn't really even care, you know. And then the threes, of course, Slam Dunk. I mean that shoe itself. I see he got the foul line jump right there. Like that shoe, man. It just the whole silhouette, man. When you look at the story, how Tinker, you know, if it wasn't for that shoe, you would not even know Jordan, because like he had the whole thing I like about Nike is that they're built on the story, you know, and you know, Adidas is built on technology, you know, or the structure of what shoes should be. But Jordan, I mean, Nike is built around the story. So the way Tinker presented not just the shoe, but he had a whole outfit for the three. And Jordan wasn't even expecting that. So
that was a dope in his.
Yeah. So it was just like it was a no-brainer, man. Like to have like not just the shoe itself, but then you know you had a whole outfit with it. So I just think the whole story behind the threes and then like just tinkered as much as he did for the Jordan brand. It's just it's timeless history that a lot of these millennials need to know because it's very important to know. You know, so the ones, the threes.
Hold on, before you go any further, we're gonna get back to the list real quick. Hold on, let me ask you this question real quick because this is a debate between a lot of people. So, which one do you think was more iconic between the ones and the threes?
I think both of them serves its own place. You can't denounce the ones. The ones started everything.
Yeah, you know? But you know what? People are just not getting on the ones the last couple of years because
I know
because nobody was on ones. Because I remember when the Old Love New Love packs came out. Matter of fact, when did they retro the bread and the Black and Royals when they had the silver keychain? When was that? Like back in like 2001, 2002?
That was almost. I have the. Let me
Nobody was rocking them shoes then because I remember them shoes went on sale for like $49, $59. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny to me that people are just now really getting on those ones.
Yeah.
But I to me personally, I would say the three is really what saved Jordan from leaving Jordan brand. So to me, that shoe was just went a totally different way from the ones and the twos. Yeah. And that's that to me personally, I feel like the three is more iconic. Then
it is
just for that reason.
Right. You're right. I believe, you know, like I said, that little story that Tinker presented to Jordan, and everybody was on pins and needles because, like I said, he didn't really want to even be there, you know, but he was persuaded to just hear them out. So it was good that Tinker was very creative in a sense, not to just create a shoe, but they had a understanding that they wanted to have a brand just for them, just actually for for the long haul. So that in itself, like you said, yeah, I think that the threes are, pretty much up there, because it wouldn't have been if it was for that, like it was for that elephant print, man, and that that leather, man, and with the jump man like the way it was,
Mhm.
I don't think it would have,
Yeah.
That was like a total change when they switched from the Wings logo to the Jumpman. It's like that was like, okay, they did something that I already done, and they
right,
put it on my shoe.
right.
And it's like, I mean, because anything that, like, just say you do, if somebody was to put it on the shoe, you'd be like, man, that is dope, because
Right.
especially if you didn't see it coming. And like when that shoe came out,
Exactly.
he didn't see nothing. He didn't see none of that coming. And when that shoe came out,
because
man, like
yeah, they
gangbusters.
was working on that. They was working on that years in advance. So every shoe that Jordan Brand or Nike goes into, they go into it 2 to 3 years in advance.
Right.
So sometimes when you remember that, when you look at the date on the shoe, it has dates on it, and it may say like 1/12/94 or something like that. But that was in production like in 92. It's just because they do stuff in years in advance, so that way, and that's why a lot of the shoes is very high in advance. It's just the quality that has to fit the shoe itself. So it's a lot of stuff that go into the shoe. That's why I tell people, don't just be critics, because designers, man, they do a hell of a lot, man.
Yeah.
They go through a lot.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Go ahead and continue with your list.
All right. So it's
your number 3.
Ones,
Yeah.
the 3s, the 5s. Now the 5s. Let me just give you a little history on the 5s. So one day I was going to school, and I was the man. I had the great 5s on, and I had my
that's my favorite colorway, by the way.
Mine too. And I was walking, right? I was walking with a friend, and I was just walking, looking at my shoe, not paying attention to nothing, and a car just came and like swerved, and all I seen was the bottom of the ground because somebody pushed me out the way. I almost got hit by a car. And
wow.
Rest in peace, Hector Torres, because he actually passed away. But he actually saved my life, man, in those. And I all the time I remember that shoe, and when it came out again, I always remember him. And I remember that day when I was going to school and I almost didn't make it to school because I was so worried about how I looked and how my shoes was so fresh and clean. But even to this day, being in my 40s, like those
are the OGs. Those are the OGs.
Oh wow.
Yeah, those are the OGs on my grandma's kitchen table.
Oh man.
Yeah,
oh,
she
man.
tried. She would kill me. But yeah, those are the OGs right there. The OG greats.
Yeah, those, man. Those, and then when they did the I still have the retro jackets that they had from back then. I have and I like how they tried to they tried to do it the exact way. Did you get the ones with the no lace?
Mm-hmm.
Did you?
I put laces. Okay. I put laces.
A lot
in
of people put laces in theirs.
I put laces in mine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, a lot of people did
that. Because for me, like when it was too tight for me, for one. Like wearing the shoe was too tight, and then I wanted laces in them. I wanted laces in them, and I was like, I don't know if they're gonna give us this shoe for a while with the OG treatment.
Well, that colorway won't be out for some time. I don't think that's coming out no time soon.
Yeah, but like I said, I did put laces in them.
Oh, okay.
I kind of want to get another pair just to have without the laces, just for nostalgia purposes. But I was like, man, I had to put laces in them, man. I was like, this was one of my favorites of all time right here.
Yeah, that colorway, man,
it's just sick. It's just something about that purple and aqua.
Yeah. Then they had like the I don't remember. A lot of people don't remember, but when I got mine, I had got the card. They had the flight school cards with them, and I was like, man, I still got like almost all of those cards.
Yeah, I got a flight club.
I know Black Africa. He got a lot. He got a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we was talking about this last week with a guest we had. Shout out to
I heard that one.
Man,
when you was showing them, I was like, man, he got all the ones I got.
Yeah, man. Because you know, back then, like when I was in high school, between 88 and 92,
yeah,
I called Nike 1-800 Nike Air Nike. That's what that was the number. You call that number. You say they say what sport you want. I say basketball, running, cross training. Send me all of it. And that's how I got all those books. And I had way more books than I have now back then.
Right.
And I wish I would have kept a majority of them. But, you know, with all the moving and, you know, trying to keep them stored and stuff like that over the years, it kind of, you know, tends to fade away. But I'm surprised I kept as many as I did. And I had some at my mom's house. But, you know, like I said, moving, throwing stuff away.
Yeah,
that type of stuff is like, man, I wish I can get a lot of that stuff that I had back in the days, because I used to collect from everybody, man. But my favorite, I'm gonna let you go on with your list. My favorite 5 is the Black Metallic 5. I love that shoe to the death. I love that shoe. I got the 99 2000s, and I got the 2016. Well, I doubled up on that.
Okay.
One I'm not wearing, and the other one I just keep it just to, you know, break out that special moment. Because I think I wore that shoe 2 times, and that was it. And my 99 pair or 2000 pair, I can still wear it. So.
Okay. Yeah. So it was the ones, the 5, the ones, the 3s, the 5s, the 14s, and the 14s. I already told y'all how I feel about the 14s, man. The 14 was amazing. Like that whole silhouette, the leather on those, the suede in it. It was just crazy, man. Like that whole shoe. Even the white with the candy red. That one was amazing. That came out actually. That came out in '99, and that shoe was amazing. Also, let me just give you a peek on these. Just be on the lookout. Be on the lookout for those.
Wait.
Oh yeah. White Fire Red.
I got something special for that. For that also.
We need the playoff versions with the black toe.
Yeah, with that block 23.
Black 23. Yeah. So I told I sent Gentry Humphreys email because that's why I asked a lot of people feedback and get a lot of input on what you guys like to see, because the more people that say they want to see a shoe, the more quicker it's going to come out.
Right.
So anybody that that want to see a shoe come out, just inbox me, let me know, and we can try to make it happen, because that shoe has not been able to be released yet.
I'm gonna tell you 2 of them right now. We need the Fire Red 4s and the military 4s with the OG treatment.
Oh man, yeah, those.
The Fire Red 4 was my first shoe ever back in '89, so that shoe has like a lot of nostalgia purposes for me. Yeah, you know, the white Fire Red 4s with the Nike Air treatment on the back, and because those were my first 2 Jordans ever. Those are my first 2 Jordans ever. The Fire Reds and the militaries. I got them when I was in the 8th grade. So yeah, if I can get those, I'll be good. I'll be happy.
For me is the Black Tongue 5s with that block 23 font with that Nike Air on them cheeks.
With the Nike on the back. Oh man, bring back memories, man.
Yeah,
you know, when we talk about man, it gives me goosebumps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We always talk about nostalgia stuff like this, and it gives me goosebumps, man. So that, and probably the Carmines, which I know next year be the year to 6. So
yeah.
Hopefully
they got a lot of special stuff coming out, so I can't really say much, but there will be a lot. I will be posting a lot of stuff soon. And
what's your last one that you got?
So the last one, and I know a lot of other designers gonna be. Shout out to Jason Maiden, man, who used to work for the Jordan brand. One of my cool buddies, man. He's a real down to earth dude. He actually did the Jordan 2009 one that nobody liked, but it takes, like I said before, it takes a lot to design a shoe. It's not just putting stuff together. It's the research behind the technology. It's the patterns, the molding of shoes. So it's very strenuous. And then you have to travel to Asia, get all the modifications right. Sometimes it's not the sample may not look like the finished product. So it's very, I read comments. I read everybody comments. I don't just read just some. I read everything, and I'll be reading these comments, and I'll be like, do they really understand what really goes into making a shoe? Because I don't think they would even want to be a designer if they knew. I mean, it's all, it's all fun and and the shoe looks good after the finished product, but how it takes a lot of trial and error and patience to put a shoe together and then present it to Jordan, because he don't just trust anything.
You gotta get to it, but you gotta get to it looking good before you.
Right. I see a lot of samples that didn't make it. So I'm looking like, man, y'all guys don't know, man. It's a lot of stuff that it takes a lot of work. That's why I give a shout out to all the designers, even up and coming designers like Precious Hannah, who actually she did a lot of. She's one of the new up and coming designers, woman, sister, and she, doing her thing. It's a lot of designers that you're gonna start hearing of, coming up. Shout out to the brother too. I forgot his name, but Jays Are Dead. Yeah, and then the other brother, Solomon Porch. Be on the lookout. That brother, man. I love his passion, and I love his creativity, man. That brother is, and every time I'm emailing people from Jordan Brand, I'll be like, look, give this brother a shot. Like, everything's okay?
Yeah,
you kind of went out a little bit. You back now. I think you.
Oh, okay. So it's like different color variations. It's dope the way and that's why I like Instagram, because you get to see people's creativity and see what they actually like and what they want to see the brand bring out.
Right.
Versus what the brand brings out. It's crazy though. But my last shoe is the Jordan 16s by my mentor, my friend Wilson Smith. That was amazing. I remember when I did the release at Nike Town on 57 Madison. That shoe sold out so fast. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And it's just everything about the whole shoe itself, the way the whole shoe just. It had the shroud, and then it had the gator around it. It's like a convertible where you take it off and then put it on, and then just the whole the whole marketing campaign behind it, the commercial, much love.
Even the braille on the side, it had the braille on the side.
Yeah, the braille on the side that said Jordan. It was just crazy the way that shoe just came into existence with the patented leather on the side. It was just amazing, man. And then like the commercial, and then Most Def what Umi says, and then it's just like all the athletes together and embracing the people and in the communities. It was just amazing, man. That whole was phenomenal. And then Michael Jordan playing pickup game. It was just that whole shoe, that whole marketing thing, it was just amazing, man. I every time I look at YouTube, that's the first commercial I look at, because it just showed like the embrace and the love for not just the sport that each and everybody loved. That
Right.
you just are out there playing pickup, but you just love to go out there and play. And it's just, even they had show Jerry Jeter when he was playing stickball with the kids, and it was just a warm commercial, and that whole shoe, man, I had fun. I went to a lot of events, as far as like, and then with the 17s, the 17s was dope too. Wilson did those as well. And it was actually a carryover to, the success of the 16s.
Yeah.
They said let Wilson do the 17s too, and it was just it was just amazing. But those are the 5. I love the whole collection. I mean, I have all the way up to 34, but those 5 it just has a little bit more for me.
Right.
It was so special at the time when Jordan Brand was becoming a brand in '98, and just like people had to present a product that they wanted Phil Knight to know about. Larry Miller, Howard White, and the whole team had to present something to Phil Knight to let him know, look, we can stand on our own now. Like we became the brand that and now it's $1 billion brand.
Yeah, exactly.
And thanks to the consumers that have been there since day one, like you guys, and it's a lot of others out there that have been with the Jordan brand since day one, since the time when the people didn't like the fusions.
Right.
Hell for them. I remember, man. I was like, man, people was. I know you guys remember Nike Talk.
Oh yeah.
Man,
they still got it up.
Right. I don't really be on it too much, but
yeah,
I go in there here and there just to hear what people saying. But man, when that got them fusions, oh my Lord, I didn't hear nothing positive. But the whole thing is with the whole thing with the Nike in the back and Jumpman, people don't understand that we can't put Nike Air on everything. I understand.
Why not?
The whole thing is with the Jumpman, we want people to understand what the Jumpman represents.
Oh yeah, of course,
which is dedication, excellence, and in the pursuit of being the best you can be. And with the Jumpman signifies, it's just basically going above and beyond your own expectations.
Right.
You can accomplish life. And it's not just a symbol just to be plastered on a shoe, but it has more significance.
Yeah.
And I think when people realize what Jordan Brand had to really go through to even become a brand and to stand on their own too and come out of the umbrella of Nike, it says a lot.
Right.
People back then that worked really hard and made that worked many hats. Like I said, Gentry Humphreys, who actually his story was he was actually in sales too, and working in the department stores, and then he was able to get a job at Nike, and then when Jordan started to become a brand, he went with Jordan Brand, and then after that, he just started wearing many hats, and then the way to have him come back after helping Nike Sportswear out and then come back is phenomenal. Is people like that are very rare. And there's a lot of people at Jordan Brand who really are passionate about giving the best product, and it's not about just bringing a shoe out or bringing an apparel out and just to flood the market or whatever, but it's a strategic thing to bring out something and make sure that it's right.
Right.
Because once Jordan sees something, if he don't like it, it ain't coming out. So sometimes people will be like, well, why that didn't come out? Well, he didn't like it, and it just didn't, make the cut.
Yeah, I know the first thing that he brought out when he first got back was the 10s, when the 10s came out.
Right.
I heard about the 10s came out. Tinker already released them to the public. They had the toe cap on the 10s, steel 10s, and he came back and said he didn't like the toe cap because if you look at it, all his shoes from 6 all the way up to 9 didn't have a toe cap on it.
Right. It was sleek.
Exactly.
And that's how he dresses sleek. He dresses, I don't know if you ever see Jordan dress, man, you'd be like, wow.
Right. And with that story there, it was like, okay, now we got to recall all these shoes, send them back, tell them we'll give them another shoe without the toe cap.
Yeah.
But you have a lot of people that actually kept those shoes.
Yeah, I have mine too.
I got mine too.
It's not my size. It's a 9.5. But I from back then, that's
right.
What I was wearing. That was the size I was wearing, and I never really wore it. But I always said this shoe looks real funny, and I think I should keep it. And my mom almost threw it out, but I was able to hold on to it. Yeah, that's just it. We got a lot of special things coming out. There's a lot of stuff that came out today.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people didn't really get the pack, and I got a lot of.
Yeah, let's get on that, man. We need to go ahead and get on that now.
I was gonna say, let's touch on that real quick. We at an hour 56. You know what I'm saying? So,
okay.
Yeah. So the pack. My friend right here was saying that was probably the most sought after pack.
Yeah, it was.
I disagree. I disagree. Me personally, the first DMP pack was probably the most sought after pack because.
Oh yeah, but as far as packs, but because the DMP when that came out, and Gentry, that was actually the first pack that ever came.
Right, and it had two of the. Just the meaning behind that pack. You know what I mean? Because you had the 6s and the 11s. The 6s first championship, 11s with the second three-peat, and the 11 is probably the most recognized shoe in the world. To be honest with you, even people that don't collect shoes know about the Jordan 11. Yeah, they be like, those shoes with the patent leather on them. Those are coming back out for Christmas, right? They don't even know the name of it. You know what I mean? And the reason why I say I believe that was the most sought after pack, a lot of people don't even want that airship. You know what I mean? Because they don't know the significance of it. You know what I mean?
Well, and I take it.
Me personally, I'll take
another one too.
Right. But I'm saying me personally, I feel like people only wanted that pack to flip. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just
the money. It's a lot of money behind the pack. Yeah. You know what I mean? And me, I wanted it for collection, for nostalgia and collection purposes. You know what I mean? Like me personally, I know they say wear your shoes, but that pack probably would have never got worn to me. You know what I mean? There's a few shoes that won't ever get worn, like this shoe right here. I won't ever wear that shoe because I don't want the bottom to get dirty, and that's nostalgia purposes for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just want it in the collection. So, and not being able to get a chance to get the shoe kind of hurt me. You know what I mean? I wasn't mad, you know what I mean? Because I used to get mad about not being able to get shoes, but I'm like, you know what? There's no point me putting all that energy into that because I'm like, it is what it is.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna show you guys a picture. So I already like all of the feedback and things I see on IG and different other platforms, Twitter, Facebook. I relay all that information back to G Money, and I'll make sure that he sees it so that way something could be done about it because it was a long time that people have been waiting for this pack, and for somebody like this guy, I'm gonna show you somebody like shout out to MJ 23.
Yeah, MJ 23 Dan,
yeah, like this guy right here. I know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
I know how he got the shoes. So there will be a little, I don't know what I can do about it, but I will try to make sure that this don't happen again.
Yeah, because I've actually seen pictures on Twitter. Like I saw one picture where it was like you had a group of guys at a back door entrance.
Yeah.
And they had like, you know what I mean? They had like a dolly full of packs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And and me working at Foot Locker, I used to be a manager. I never backdoored shoes.
Yep.
I never did anything like that because I wanted, you know what I mean? That I made sure my employees was taken care of per the guidelines.
Right.
You know what I mean? Of what we're able to allocate towards our employees, because you know your employees, you got to take care of your employees.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because your employees really got your career in their hands.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? They could rob you, you know what I mean, without you even knowing, you know, stuff like that. So, you know, if it was a pecking order, you know what I mean, the manager, assistant manager, and then goes on down to top part-timers or whatnot. But, you know, it was just an integrity thing with me because I wanted all my customers to get a shot at getting the shoes.
Right. And that's what it's all about.
Right. And that was the one and I guess that's why it kind of you know, that's the main reason why I was like disappointed. I was like, because dang, you know, all these years we've been buying these shoes, and it seemed like all I'm seeing is resellers getting the shoes, and I never had a shot to get the shoes. You know what I mean? If I had a opportunity to get them, just give me a shot. Just let me put my little face recognition on sneakers, and if I take the L, I take the L. You know what I mean? It's a crapshoot. It's a crapshoot.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's hurtful because, like, you know, people. I've seen people when I first started putting the feet to the pavement and going out and getting feedback for Jordan Brand. Like I've seen the people from back then still buying shoes. So to hear people say that they couldn't even get in sneakers for one, to even get the shoe, you know, and then, you know, as well as the off-white white fives, you know, those two, like a lot of things being, you know, backdoored and you know, it's just it takes the fun out of, you know, collecting and meeting people that have that same enthusiasm of getting shoes. You know, footage of people literally, like I went to a store when the Great Fives came out, when they re-released, I believe, I think that was about 2013, I believe, somewhere.
The lifestyle, you talking about the lifestyle version, right?
The lifestyle, yeah.
Yeah.
And
the first version?
Yeah, the first version.
Yeah,
and yeah, somebody literally pulled out a gun and was gonna shoot this brother for shoes. And I'm just, and this is the reason why I like to go out there, just to diffuse. The brother knew me from previous, because he used to buy Jordans from a long time ago. And I'm telling him, I'm like, listen, brother, this is not that serious. I went in my bag, I went into my trunk, and I said, here. See how easy that was? You got a pair of shoes, and I saved you from getting yourself arrested.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And I'll always use this analogy. I always say, like we're having a conversation here. I can't have a conversation with a pair of shoes. And if I do, I ain't gonna get a response. You understand what I'm saying? So for me to put so much emphasis in something that does not have any value, but life has a value to it. You understand? And that's the reason why I go out, because it's better for me to go out and talk to a person and see how silly it sounds for you arguing over shoes, when it's really hand over fist. I would rather see it. I would rather, you know, build a connection with individuals with like-minded that love shoes just like I do, versus me saying, "Oh, I love this shoe," and licking the bottom of it. Like that.
Shout out to Fat Joe. Shout out to Fat Joe.
Not to put nobody out there, but
we already did. Don't worry about it.
Things and let people know what really matters. And life, you know, at Jordan Brand, they used to say that Jordan Brand wanted people to get killed and shot because they ain't putting enough out there. But my dad used to always tell me, when I was younger, growing up, he used to say, if you get in trouble, you're responsible for your own actions. So Jordan Brand is not responsible if somebody wants to pick up a gun or a knife to shoot somebody.
Right.
That's a premeditated a simple-minded thing that a person should think before they put a life over a shoe that has really no value.
Over some
Only
rubber leather.
You understand, behind it. So when I go out, people have respect because I have respect for them.
Right.
And that's the only reason why I do it, is for the consumers, to let them know that if it wasn't for you guys, there would be no Jordan brand. And I don't care what nobody say. It would not be no Jordan brand, no Nike, no Adidas, no nothing.
And so, if you don't support it, yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So I guarantee you, sitting, you're going to start seeing a whole lot of people out there, you know, but because why wait? Let's show love. Let's show the dedication. Let's show the respect to consumers and let them get the shoes that they want. But it's also starts with integrity. You can't backdoor something. And I challenge the general managers and these Foot Lockers and these Champs, these Foot Actions, and start holding these managers accountable, because it's not always about money. It's always it's about integrity and about the company that you put those stripes on. I remember when I worked for Foot Locker, and the little presentation that I told the manager showed him that I was passionate and I had integrity about what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
When I did stock, I put a little line under certain high-end shoes, so that way if somebody was to take one and we found somebody who took one, they put the shoes in the garbage can. So when we threw out the garbage, they would take the shoes with the shoes. And then how we knew that we caught them, because I put a little line under the insole. So that's how we knew it was our shoe. Because I always looked at it, okay, if I steal something, I may get fired, but what about the manager? What about the other employees? They're going to get fired too. So it's always the integrity behind whatever you do. I don't care if you sweeping the floors. You're supposed to have integrity behind everything. So when these managers backdoor and you got people, and I'm going to tell you a story. Remember the mirror phones? When the mirror phones came out? That was during the All-Star weekend.
All-Star weekend.
And in New York. And I was actually helping Nike Sportswear at that time. And Gentry was with Nike at that time. And a guy came up to me. I knew he was a Jordan fanatic. He bought Jordans every Jordan that came out. I seen this guy. Every time he bought a Jordan, he would show me the receipt. CJD, I spend money, $3,000, $2,000, $1,000. And I'm like, man, this brother, I had to give him something. It was just a couple of pair of socks or a hat or something. I had to give him something for showing that much love. And then when that happened, he told me, look, I won a raffle for the mirror phones. They called me. I came to get the shoe. And then they told me I didn't win. And then he showed me the call from Foot Locker. So then I go in there and they're like trying to usher me out, not knowing who I am.
Right.
Like the guard was like, yo, that's the dude that works with that helped Nike out. What the hell are you doing? So then the manager comes, oh, I'm sorry, JD, I didn't know it was you. I was like, it's not about knowing it's me. It's about you giving the customer what they want. He showed me that he won, you know what I'm saying, the shoe. He can't, there's no way he can lie and say he won, and it's saying that you guys called him. And now he comes for the shoe all the way from Jersey, and now you're saying that he didn't get the shoe. So make a long story short, they didn't give him the shoe. They were so silly. They didn't understand that Nike people was from corporate was coming in and out of there, in and out. And I was just talking to a couple of them. I said, look, this situation happened. And little behold, most of the people that was in that store is no longer there.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You know,
that's how it happens, though. That's how it happens.
And the same manager, lo and behold, he went and did the same thing in another location and they got rid of him, I believe. So, you know, it's all about integrity, man. It doesn't. At the end of the day, you get a salary, you get everything that I did with and the reason why they stopped the commission, by the way, too, at Foot Locker. They don't even get commission back then. But when we was getting commission when we was working with Foot Locker, we had to put in the work. And
Yeah.
and when we did it, it was to the point where, you know, it wasn't no such thing as backdooring anything. It was just like, you know, if a customer asked me to put it on hold, we put it on hold for the end of the day. If they didn't come back, we put it back out. You know,
Yeah.
it wasn't, you know, oh, give me $20 and then I'll do this and do this. And they be doing it in these stores, and I'm listening to everything that they're saying. And I'm like,
Yeah.
man, come on, man.
Yeah, I couldn't lose my job over $40,
Yeah.
$50. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's not.
you would have people come in and say, hey man, I throw you a little extra. I mean, you gonna pay my car note when I get fired?
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? Are you gonna no? Get out of here with that, man.
Yeah, I literally I seen somebody. I was in the store in Queens, and I literally seen somebody got fired. He actually made the guy come in, and the guy gave him like a couple of hundred, and he had like, I don't know, 15 boxes, and they didn't even amount up to the amount that the guy had out. And I'm looking like, he gave him $500 under the table, and he took 15 high-end shoes. I said, are you kidding me?
Yeah, that was just dumb.
They just didn't really. Some people just don't care, and they don't look at it as okay. If I get fired, they think it's going to carry on to the next job.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get no reference or nothing. So that's why a lot of these young people, I tell them, you know, your name speaks for itself, and your integrity for everything. So don't think, oh, I can do this and then get another job, because ain't nobody going to hire you. Right. Trust you. You know, so I tell everybody, just be honest with customers, man. And when I was working at Foot Locker in Times Square, I had the whole Hot Boys. I don't know if you remember Lil Wayne and them.
Oh yeah.
They all came in there, and this was before they was big. That's how far I go back. And you know what Birdman told me? He said, brother, we gonna be famous. I said, I know, I can tell. I can see y'all together like a family. Y'all doing y'all thing.
They probably bought every Reebok you had in there.
They bought every. They spent like close to $2,000, $3,000.
Yeah.
And I
so,
not. And
them soldieries.
Yeah.
Classic Reeboks. I already know.
Yeah.
I already know. Because see, down here in Florida, where I'm from, like I got transferred down here by Foot Locker.
Oh, okay.
And down here, like this was like 2003. That was when Air Force Ones was real big. They had all the different colors in the Air Force One.
That's
down here, down here at this store, they had Reebok Club C's. Like y'all had different color Air Force Ones up there in New York. I mean, and they was and I'm telling you, man, like them, they called them soldieries, and they'd be like, man, let me get them black and white soldieries. I mean, you would have the same people coming in every weekend because they would buy them shoes and wear them for the week, and then that's it, because you know, $45. They'll come in the next weekend and buy the same shoes.
Yeah.
And we had white and red, white and yellow, white and blue, all red. Man, we had, I'm telling you, when I got down here, man, you probably had about 2 or 3 bins full of nothing but Club C Reeboks. And they called them soldieries. Yeah.
Wow.
That's how it was. So, but we a little over 2 hours now, man. And
so I want to send one of this book to you guys too. This is the vice president of Jordan Brand. This is Howard White. This is one of the books that I usually give out to a lot of the youth. It's very inspirational. Everyone's journey should begin somewhere and somewhere to make a difference. And I believe like this book right here is going to change a lot of people's perspective on life, the trials and tribulations that we all may be going through. This book, like he actually gave me this book. Actually, this is the older version, and this is the revised version. So this is actually more added to this one. And I'm gonna tell you a little story about this. So when I was working for Saks Fifth Avenue, he gave me this book on 12/20/2013. When I was doing work with them as well. And then this is the revised one. He gave me this one the same date on 12/20/2018. So This book,
5 years apart.
yeah. So this book is funny because I read, like I told you, I read books like every day, but this one is like in my archives, and I'm gonna make sure I send a copy to each one of you.
Okay.
Later,
And
man.
To the brother, I don't know who inboxed me, but whoever inboxed me, I will be sending a copy out to them as well.
Okay.
And who
Did he get the shoe right?
No.
That's the
Earlier he said it was the let me see. He said in the chat the 2.5 low. I think that's what he said.
2.5 is the twos and the threes put together.
No.
Yeah.
They started matching the Jordans together when they had
the
yeah. That's what that was. But that's the Jordan Light. Air Jordan Light.
Jordan Light.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
What's my pride? I want my pride.
I'll let you, but I liked it because it came in different multiple colors.
Yeah.
And, I was actually still working at Foot Locker at the time as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So just a quick summary, real quick to wrap it up, man. What is Jordan Brand? What do we see coming from Jordan Brand within the next couple of years? Just real quick.
So what Jordan Brand really wants to do is more so be on in a situation where we want to make sure the customer experience is above and beyond any other company around. And what we want to do is have better quality, which the quality has been very, very, very well better than before.
Yeah, mm-hmm. I agree.
And most of the time, a lot of people, that's the first thing they talk about is the quality. But we want to make sure that we give the consumers the shoes that they want, and not just putting shoes out there, just as people may think that Jordan Brand's just putting shoes out there just to sell. That's not the case. Jordan Brand wants to make sure that every consumer get the shoe that they want with the best quality. So you got a lot of shoes coming out. You got the 5's anniversary coming out probably, I would say, May.
Is anything special coming with that shoe, or can you speak on, or is it just
not as yet? I will be posting if something changes, but I don't think anything is coming with that shoe.
Anything like apparel wise, like flight suits or anything like that?
I think so. I think a jacket is going to be coming out. It's almost like the Force.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I think I'm not sure, but I will be posting if I get some sample stuff. I will be letting people know on what's coming out. They already working on the Jordan 35.
I like the Jordan 34.
Amazing. The 34 is amazing.
A lot of people like it. They said it's very comfortable. I haven't played in it yet, but
I let my son hoop in mine on his last game. He had his last game last Saturday, and I let my son hoop in mine.
Yeah, I gotta meet him, man.
He had about 8 points, probably around like 6-7 rebounds and about 2 or 3 blocks. So he did his thing.
Okay.
I put a couple of videos on IG if you want to check them out.
I'm a baseball guy, man. So
that was my sport. I played baseball. I played JUCO baseball. I was a left-handed pitcher. So in hindsight, I kind of messed around back then. But if I'd have known, of course. It's like we all say, if I'd have known back then what I know now.
Well, see, we the thing is, these young people, I try to tell them too not to come off topic, but we all have different talents and hidden talents. And if it may not be in sports, you may be good at, something with your hands, being a creator, being an artist. Creative people on social media that I meet on a daily basis, and they come up with the most fascinating things, man, as far as Jordan. And I seen one guy, he was standing online and he sketched the whole Jordan shoe, just like off the, not even just off his head, you know. And it was amazing. I was like, wow, it's just like so many people you meet, you know, that have hidden talents, but they just, you know, don't have the confidence within themselves to go forth with it. So that's why I said this book is very, you know, positive in a sense where if you when you read it, you see what he went through, Howard White, that is, and see how he persevered over the obstacles and the trials and tribulations. Anybody can go, you know, get over any humps and hurdles and bumps and bruises that you may go through in life, you know. And it's very important that, you know, we all inspire each other
Right.
to the best. I think that's what Kobe really wanted to achieve, and I think he did that. And it's very, very rare to have somebody like that in that stature to embrace, you know, people. And I think that's why it hit everybody so hard, you know, of his untimely death, because you know, he was so special, and not just on the basketball court, but off.
Off the basket, yeah, exactly.
So, you know, and everybody, and another thing I was hearing that was so, you know, I couldn't understand. I try to understand people's mentality on how they think, but people were saying, well, you know, I can't wait till Jordan, you know, and I'm like,
why would you want to wish a demise on somebody?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
So I was just like, I just like, man, like it's just every shoe that Kobe's shoe wasn't even really selling that well. But then when he passed, everybody just was like running around trying to grab shoes, and then, you know, StockX and all these people start, you know, upping up prices, and I'm looking at, I'm like, well, what is wrong with these companies? Like, I don't understand. That's why Nike took everything off, because people were buying them up, and then going to the outlets and buying them up, and then putting them back online.
Yeah, everything's money driven now, man.
Yeah, everything is it's no compassion in
almighty dollar.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why we need people. We need platforms like Retro Talk and you know, different platforms to show positivity and show how to be, you know, in the sneaker world. I would like to say shout out to what's the brother name? The Vote, the brother with the I think Urban Necessities, I believe.
He
He did a lot of things. He actually didn't raise up no prices on the Kobe's and stuff like that. He's a very, you know, cool brother. He does a lot as well. And it's just a lot of people out there that do a lot. You know, I just think, you know, just have integrity in what you're doing when you're out there getting your shoes, and, you know, everything else will fall into place.
Right.
I don't think people really need to, you know, go above and beyond to try to, you know, stop people from getting shoes just to get something. Because I mean, I feel for you brothers, man. I know you guys are very passionate about, you know, the sneakers, and you wear the sneakers. It's not like you just get them and just have them. You know, you have a lot of people out there that they want to wear the shoes. They don't just want to just have them stocked up. You know, they want to wear them. They want to, you know, show them off, and, you know, and that's the first thing when people see me, they look at my feet like, oh, what JD wearing? You know?
No reselling over here, baby. That's us. No reselling.
Yeah, exactly. Man.
We buy, we keep it, because it's, you know, that's what we want.
Yeah.
Especially
shout out to Unbreakable, man. Shout out to the brother Unbreakable Kicks. You know, he's another brother that, you know, when he goes out, he keeps the integrity of certain things, you know, his shoes and stuff like that. And you know, there's a lot of other people out there that make an effort to try to, you know, but like I said, it's very important to have respect for one another.
right.
There in the shoes and getting the shoes that you want, because, you know, not everybody's on the hype. You know, not everybody's on the hype of, you know, just getting shoes and posting them and then, you know, it's just, you know, you have to keep integrity behind a lot of things that you do.
And I'm gonna buy these shoes when they come out Saturday, and then I'm gonna take my IG pic, box, clean them up a little bit, take them back, get my money back.
Yeah. I heard a lot of stories about that, man.
We don't do that, man. We don't do that at all.
Yeah.
We got one. We got one question in the chat real quick before we close it down. Logan said, "Is the Shattered Backboard 3.0 that released last year really part of the Backboard family?" He said it's his favorite out of the three. Just wondering, because some people don't think it is.
Was it a part of the Shattered Backboard?
Right. Well, you know, they had that Shattered Backboard 3.0, the one that just released, like the patent leather almost. Yeah. He was saying, is it really part of that Shattered Backboard family? Because, you know, they had the regular Shattered Backboard, and they had the reverse. What was it? The reverse Shattered Backboards?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was just asking, was this part of that backboard?
It was just a concept that Jordan Brand wanted to mess around with, to have the material seem like a shattered, like the glass. But he actually, I did post that on my IG. He actually did break the glass.
Yeah, I've seen the video. I've seen the video.
Glass in Italy.
And actually, the shoe is actually made from the colors of the uniform that he was wearing.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's more in line with that concept versus, you know, the other shoes that were released.
Yeah,
so that's
it would have been dope if they would have brought that jersey back out with that. But
that's what a lot of people was hoping, you know, and do like a replica, a retro.
Yeah,
but they had to get the okay from that company. That I would have thought that they would have just tried to put a Jumpman logo with that color scheme.
Yeah,
or something like that. But you know, and that's why consumer feedback is important. Some people say it's not important, but to me, it is. You know, it's very important because you can't just have people that's you know not connected to the sneaker family or the sneaker community.
Right.
Say, oh, we want to bring this out, like the up tempo shy shoe they did. That was horrible. You know, it was like a slap in the face.
That's like another subject right there, because in itself. But you know, man, it's been an experience just sitting.
Yeah, man, I have fun, man.
I mean, like when we have guests on, I like to hear, you know, them just talk about the experiences that they have on whatever it is that they do. Just like you with your Jordan Brand, right. It's just the fact that I'm sitting here listening to you, I'm just soaking it in. You know, if I was just sitting back, you know, I'm sitting back soaking it in, listening, because, you know, when they say when you listen, you gain more knowledge than what you already had. So I'm sitting here listening. It's like I'm already gaining stuff that I never knew from you just by sitting here talking to you these last 2.5 hours. So,
and I wish we had more time too, man.
Trust me.
Oh, you'll be back. You'll be back. We're gonna definitely have you
back. Next time I have some
And I feel like, man, like those books that you got with those pictures of those shoes, you need to get stuff like that published. You know what I mean? Try to seriously.
A lot of people were saying that.
Seriously, you know, that would definitely be dope. I think it's dope that you did that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just from the, you know, writing down the product knowledge, the notes, you know, everything that you have in there.
It's a lot of archive stuff. It's a lot of, because that was stuff back in when I started for Foot Locker all the way.
Yes.
You know, so that time when we was there, you know, it was like unheard of people doing that. That's why people used to tease me, like, oh, that's whack. Nobody care about that. But I did it so that way I can create a relationship with the consumer. You know, I didn't want to just say, well, we got your size or what size you need. I wanted to build a relationship so that way they can always come back to me. So that's what I try to install in the workers today. Like, don't just let the consumer run out when they spent $500 with you, and then you don't get their contact number, you don't get their birthday, you don't try to get nothing to make them feel, you know, at home wherever you work. You know,
I look at that book as the more you know, the more you grow.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like the more you write down, the more knowledge you put into yourself.
Exactly.
So
if you want to learn, because a lot of people do.
Yeah. If you want to learn, you got.
They're not really in my era, so they just going by But I am inspired by the millennials of today because they're not just buying anything. They're very selective on what they're buying.
Right.
And they say this ain't hot, it ain't hot. So
Yeah,
you got to work and go back to the drawing board and say, look, we really have to see what consumers want. You can't just be putting stuff out and it's just sitting, because I've never seen a whole wall of shoes in stores just sitting Jordan wise, just sitting. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of people, they don't really understand the storyline behind a lot of these shoes that's coming out. So like the Ariel 720, nobody no storyline behind that. So that's why when I put up the Marvin the Martian, because a lot of people identify with Space Jam.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I try to incorporate that with the shoes that's coming out, like the React 720s and those type of shoes that a lot of people can't really identify with because it's not a basketball shoe. Jordan didn't play in it. So now how do we get consumers to buy it? You know, so that's how, you know, with the I believe the new running shoe also, the Air Max 200 silhouette. Jordan brand we got a couple of shoes out, and we got a lot of stuff coming out. But if there's no storyline fitting the shoe itself, that's what I feel a lot of the disconnect is, because a lot of people, those shoes are dope, but it's that it doesn't fit the millennial side of what they like and what they feel that they want. Like that $2,000 shoe that's going to come out soon, the Dior ones, I just can't wait to see how it do.
Yeah, exactly.
I know it's going to do good, but what I don't want is nobody getting hurt over it, because, you know, that's where, like I said, the disconnect comes, you know, and that's the reason why it's important for me to be out there in the streets to build that connection and keep the integrity of the brand on the street level. Because not everybody can go to events or to be in the realm of, you know, the entertainers and other people. But when you can deal with somebody that's on the street, that go to these stores, that spend $200, $300, $400, you got to show them some love. You got to show them that, look, we do appreciate you, regardless of what anybody may be saying. But Jordan Brand do appreciate their consumers, and this is why I'm out here for you. I'm out here for you.
Okay.
Yeah, we definitely,
like I said, man, we appreciate you for coming on, man. Yeah, exactly.
Too, man. And you know, keep doing what y'all doing, man. I need the Retro Talk shirt, so I want to rock that shirt, man. That shirt.
Bro, trust me, when we get them in production, man, you're gonna be the first one.
Exactly.
You're gonna be the first one that we send one to, man. You're gonna be the first one, man.
Just keep that passion for Jordan Brand alive. We appreciate you.
Oh, no problem, man. No problem. That's what we do.
We appreciate you coming on, man. And you know, I haven't really told the story on how that me and you kind of got in contact, but just to real quick, because my wife's looking at me crazy. We supposed to be going out to eat for Valentine's Day. This is late Valentine's Day thing. But you know, just I know you a good brother, man, you know, from the heart, you know what I mean? And because you read the story about my son hooking me up with the Travis Scott 6s, which that was a hard shoe to get.
Yeah.
And he hit for him, and, you know, he blessed me with them. And, you know, you got in touch with me, and you was like, man, let me know, you know, you wanted to send me something. And you actually sent something for him, man. And, you know, we greatly appreciate it, man, because you didn't have to do that. Yeah. You know what I mean? You just reached out to me, and didn't know me at all. You know what I mean? Just from the story, and I kind of felt that passion that you have, and I see the passion like for real now, especially with the book, you know, with the books, and just hearing how you talking about it and your passion for customer service, and you know, keep that passion going, man, because I know there's some people out there that's like that, but it's not a lot, man, and you know, so just keep doing what you're doing, man, and I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming on and sharing your knowledge.
Thank you.
And
I forget you're the son. I got something.
It's all good. And honestly, we definitely gonna have you on because I got more questions to ask you. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So just be looking out for another. You know, we're gonna definitely be in touch, and we definitely gonna have you on for season 2. This is the last show. We're gonna probably take a couple of weeks off.
Oh, okay.
We'll be coming back. So
Okay.
Season finale.
I got questions on how people get seated for these Jordan, for the Jordan stuff, and
Oh, okay.
just about different things like that. You know what I mean? Like, I know there's a lot of OG Jordan collectors and stuff like that that show a lot of love, and just seeing, I know you guys.
That's one of the reasons why I did what I did, because, like I said, I try to reach out to the OGs that were back when I was, like I said, working for Foot Locker, and was still supporting the brand to this day. So that's the reason why I reached out to you, and I know the OGs. I can identify them right off the bat. Like, you two brothers are definitely an OG. I can see it right off the back. I don't even have to see no shoes. I can see off of the spirit of you brothers, because you keep the integrity of the brand. You have the respect for the nostalgia of certain shoes, and the appreciation. That's one of the main things.
Yeah. But yeah, brother, we appreciate you, man. If you want to shout your stuff out, tell them where they can find you at. Give me your IG.
You can go to JD_CES for Jordan Brand. That's Customer Experience Specialist for Jordan Brand in abbreviation. And any questions you may have, I'm all open ears. I read everything. I don't let nothing pass when it comes to customers. Because without, like I said before, and I say it again, without you guys, there's no Jordan Brand.
Yeah, I can vouch for that, because every time I've shot you a DM, it might take you a second to get to it, you know what I mean? But you always respond.
Yeah, I always try to, and I always make sure that the right people at Jordan Brand get your information, because it's very important that you guys be heard, because any company can put out shoes, but if you don't have no voice and you don't have no information from the consumers, then it's just basically you're just putting out stuff you think that's fitting instead of what the consumers want, because you guys are the ones that's buying.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, don't leave yet. We're gonna chop it up with you real quick after the show, real quick. So
peace and love to everybody out there, and just like I said, thank you, from everybody from the Jordan Brand, and just keep the integrity, man, and keep the love and keep the passion for Jordan Brand alive. We're gonna keep doing it up for you guys. I'm gonna have a lot of, if you guys are friends with me on IG, I'm gonna have a lot of giveaways this year. I'm also gonna start my Run Walk 4321 team. So if you in Brooklyn or the New York area, come down. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna run. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about the importance of investing and the importance of economics as well. So look forward to seeing you guys.
Yep. Okay. Well, I'm a Hop Dog 18. You can find me on IG, and also right here with my bro Black. Once again, thank you, brother, for coming on with us and just sharing the knowledge. Really appreciate it, man. A lot of good info.
Much love, Black. I didn't get a chance to talk to you, man. I always look at your show, all your shows, man.
Hey, appreciate it, man.
You brothers are very rare.
Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it.
We're trying to do what we love, what we love to talk about.
Exactly.
It ain't about the numbers, it's about the passion.
Exactly.
Yeah. So appreciate everybody for pulling up in the chat, man. And we're gonna take a couple of weeks off, and we'll be right back. Just keep your notifications on with us. Check us out on IG, and appreciate everybody that came through in the chat, man, and appreciate the questions and people trying to answer the trivia questions. So,
okay, I'm gonna do them, but they don't have to worry about it. If they don't get nothing today, they can follow me, and I always give away giveaways. Also, I created customer appreciation Saturdays. So every time I go out to certain locations, I give a gift to each the first 23 customers, because of Jordan's number.
Mm-hmm.
And sometime on certain releases, I will actually pay for the 23rd customer shoe. So you won't pay nothing. So I did that a couple of times already, and actually posted it on there. So they was very happy. It makes me happy. It makes everybody at the Jordan brand happy to give back. And it's just
that's what's up right there.
It's fun. That's just what we do.
Appreciate it.
Well, like I said, this is one. First is the season finale of our first full official season of Retro Talk Forum. So I thought it was a dope season. I'm glad that we actually went ahead and just started this thing, and I see the progression that we're going through. So much respect to me and my compadre and our guests for this first season, because without the guests, the show wouldn't be like it is today. Like I said, it's passion over numbers. And to go back, it's been a great experience as far as All-Star Weekend. I know the All-Star game is going on right now. I don't know if it's in halftime or not.
Yeah, my cousins hit me up now. They have to actually.
And the fact that it is Jordan's birthday, when is it? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow. Tomorrow's his birthday. So people that's still in this chat, go ahead and do your MJ Mondays. Do your MJ Monday shout outs. Shout them out as far as birthday wise. But with that being said, I am one half of Retro Talk Forum. I am Black Ass African. That's our guest, Mr. JD. That right there is.
Point the other way.
I'm pointing at myself. I'm pointing at myself. Okay, there we go.
Yeah. Hot Dog 18.
We're Retro Talk Forum, man. We'll see y'all in 2 weeks, man. Peace out.
Peace and love.
That was fun.